Mm. Hello and welcome, heroes, to the Crit Academy. Descent into Avernus, episode 20. Dun dun dun. I am your
Woo!
host and dungeon master, Total Dumas. I am expecting this to be the finale of our Descent into Avernus campaign, and I'm really excited for it for a
Yep.
myriad of different reasons. Uh,
hmm
Pretty much.
Uh, we'd like to take a minute to thank you for joining us. If this is your first time stopping in, thank you and welcome. If you don't know, we run a Dungeons and Dragons discussion podcast every single Sunday. You can join us live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you want, or you can catch us on any podcatcher, iTunes, what have you. We always do D&D main topics, discussions, inspirations, and bring you new and creative content for you to bring with you on your next adventure. But every once in a while, we actually play some Dungeons and Dragons, and that's what we're doing today.
It's true.
So I'm really excited. Real quick, we'll go around the table, just introduce yourself and the characters you're running, and we will start with Matthew.
Oh, I'm going first this time? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew, and I am a player to these three knuckleheads. Uh, and I am playing. My main character in this campaign is Chiron, a tiefling paladin of Bahamut, who's taken the oath of vengeance. And then we have my other character from a campaign we didn't stream. His name is Garmor. He is a druid Circle of the Moon.
Awesome. Austin?
Hey guys, I'm Austin. I'm a co-host at Crit Academy. I am currently running Zorax, which is a Fallen Azamar Voidwalker Paladin. And then I'm running Raven the Crow, a human assassin. And I'm not really sure how this is all going to play out.
We're going to do the best we can. And last,
Yep.
but certainly not least, Ian.
I'm Ian, also co-host for Crit Academy, and the two characters I'm running is the campaign mainstay for this one, Merle Brunson, Human Artificer, and from our Storm King's Thunder campaign, I'll be running Joram Noman, half-elf warlock, who's kind of nuts. This would be kind of
Putting
thing
it
about many
lightly.
characters I run, actually.
That's funny.
that group of adventurers was just a bunch of nut jobs who just happened to find each other.
Sometimes that's
This
how
one
it
was-
works.
This one was a lot more contained in comparison. Maybe that's the part of it. That's the fun of it. Is
Right, I probably should
know.
actually sit up here instead of all cushioned back
be
like I
fair,
normally do.
part of that was, I think the setting kind of kept Merle in check, too.
Oops.
yeah.
I just changed camera screens on accident. Look at
How
that.
dare you!
How dare you!
All right, so I'm really excited. Like I said before, hopefully this is the final chapter. Let me set the scene. Both group of adventurers have descended into Avernus due to the fact that the city of the holy city of elturel was dragged into the first layer of the nine hells known as Avernus. Our heroes, both groups, descended in to try to save the city of elturel. Our teams have been mildly successful. During our last episode, you were able to break free the companion, one of the sources of the dark energy and part of the power that was dragging elturel down into Avernus by chains into the river Styx. You broke it free, and lo and behold, the companion, which once was a glowing light of radiant energy, happened to be an object that was sealed and bound an angelic planetar. You got you got your group of the I keep wanting the Azure Crows were able to free them. Upon this breaking free, the Crimson Exiles rode in on nightmares, flying dread steeds, along with the spiritual Hell Riders led by Olanthius, and you guys have flown into this scenario with the hopes originally breaking the chains, all below you and all around you is a battle. The Brood War is just raging as two massive armies collide in the sky, on the ground. A myriad of locations, just it's battle all around you. Demons, devils, even a few angelic creatures now and then flying around. Uh, the city, as it was being dragged down, do you guys remember if you were able to cut all the chains, or there was a couple remaining? I don't remember.
Nope, we
I
cut them all
believe.
down.
Okay.
Yep.
And so, in order to stop it from falling, the Planetars swooped underneath and grabbed it upon this entire city upon his shoulders, and started to try to lift it. Unfortunately, he really is strong and powerful as he is. An entire city is kind of heavy. He's releasing this just massive energy out from him. Imagine Superman catching like a meteor is kind of what's going on, and he's trying to raise it. And he's having mild success, but unfortunately, it doesn't take long before all the devils in the area quickly realize what's happening. Off in the distance, both the Crimson Exiles and the Azure Crows, you guys spot this giant dagger ship, which the Azure Crows recognize as Zariel's ship off in the distance, coming up behind one of the massive armies. The war is bloody and gorish. You see all the little vehicles running down and mowing and just obliterating demons like a lawnmower to grass. Every little every single demon and monster that you studied, the Azure or not the Crimson Exile studied before going in, you recognize all of them, and it is just a cluster of disgusting violence. All the while, the city continues to drift downwards. Last I checked, Garmore had turned into a gust of wind and swoop.
Nope.
No,
He
Not
used.
quite.
He casted Investiture of Wind, which gives him a flying speed.
that's what it was.
And he wild shaped into an Earth Elemental because it had maximum strength stats. Well, on a PC score, and swooped in to help the Planetar as best he can.
All right.
So, to remind the DM, for the rules of Investiture of Wind, one benefit in particular, any ranged attack against Garmore is at disadvantage.
Awesome.
Very big thing.
Okay, so when you guys stormed in, see what I did there? Stormed in, investiture, wind, elemental, but it's
So funny.
yeah. I'll see myself out. All right. So you guys, this battle is raging around you. The Planetar is holding up this city, trying to lift it. When you guys were on your way here, you had two goals. You came up with an elaborate strategy to try to take the shield that has a pit fiend trapped inside and try to switch his position to capture Zariel. Is that accurate?
I think so. That's what the idea
one of
was, right?
And then the other task was to try to raise elturel up out of Avernus. So you as a team right now have to make a decision. The battle is raging on. So what we're going to do is at the end of every round, I'm going to give you a free speech phase. That means you have as much time as you need, not in combat time, but to discuss and talk what the strategy is as this battle is raging around you. Does that sound fair enough?
Fair.
I think so.
All right. So the Planetar, he says, "We must raise it. If we get it far enough from the river Styx, in my weakened state, I may be able to open a rift into the material plane to return the city there. I hope. Will you aid me, heroes?"
Great.
Chiron
we can
raises.
jack this thing up.
Zorax just kind of looks. He goes, I will do what I can. And then Raven goes, "Excuse me, we're absolutely gonna do this."
Garber's not
Like, I
speaking
remember
'cause
why I
he's an Earth.
hated you.
Garber's not speaking because he's an Earth Elemental, and no one understands Primordial.
He's like, he's just,
Yes, yes.
just a gust of wind. All right, so the
No,
battle's
someone claimed
raging
the Earth.
around from you. Instantly, you see as this thing starts to raise, several of the devils that are sailing through the air. You see a couple of them. They look almost like giant. They got almost like giant vulture heads with these big feathery wings with these like hawk-like claws, and they kind of steer around. Their maw opens up, and you see gouts of fire open, and barrages of flames just start streaking across right towards the Planetar and towards Garmor.
Yep.
They are basically attacking the two that are trying to lift it up. What's Garmor's AC?
17.
So several of these blasts, they almost smash into the Planetar, but you see a ray, like a shield of golden energy light crackle into existence out of nowhere as they smash into him. Gouts of fire leaping all around him. One does catch him right into the shoulder, and you see part of his green skin kind of turn dark, and he kind of roars. He struggles back, and you feel the weight. Garmor feels the weight as for an instant he loses it, and it all drops on top of Garmor. He reaches back up. One of those flailing blasts come flying in and does catch Garmor for 11 points of damage.
Oh.
that's a lot considering we're at a fourth of our HP.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Oh, he's
So-
using Earth Elemental HP.
He does. He's
Oh
got his
yeah,
own,
I forgot.
right?
He has a different set of
Fucking
HP. Right now, yeah.
shapeshifters. Merle and Garmor, or Merle and Joram. Merle, what are you gonna do? You're floating. You're flying freely, or did you take on? Or are you riding atop of a
Nightmare.
nightmare?
I'm currently on a nightmare, but I still have the winged boots, so
Well, it's up to you. So you're riding atop this nightmare. You see
flying
just
nightmare, if I
you just
recall.
yeah you just see gouts of flames just being barraged at this whirlwind of this elemental whirlwind and the Planetar, who are trying to lift the entire city up out of the ground, and there are just dozens and dozens of them. And you can tell that there's kind of a battle still going on, because the ones that turned, all the devils turned to fight, but a lot of the demons are still hacking and slashing through the devils as if they shifted their priority. What is Merle going to do?
Merle's gonna try to at least go between the Planetar and kind of interpose himself between like what's below and the sea itself, just kind of serve as a buffer and just get ready to attack anything that comes near.
All right, so as you start swooping down on top of your nightmare, it is it nicker? What does the horses do? Is it nickering?
Nay, I don't know.
Nay, whatever. Anyways, it kind of and then
Whinnies, whinnies.
whinnies. Thank you is the right word.
Whinnies, yes, that's a
and
good
you
word.
see that it starts galloping in the air, and you can see its paws, and its legs. Paws or not
Hooves.
paws? Hooves, thank you. They're hooves. I can see the ability right here. Stupid me. The hooves of almost land on gouts of fire appear underneath them as they gallop through the air. You see it kind of nicker or whinny and shake and twist and turn and bob and weave through several attacks. As you are moving, several blasts from these wimpy imp-like creatures. Bolts of fire come spewing at you. One catches the nightmare in it, and it kind of just shrugs it off as if it didn't even feel it. And one hits you at a 19 AC for 12 points of fire damage.
19?
Mhm.
This is
All right, so you swoop and dodge. Are you wearing like mage armor or anything?
nope.
Okay. Oh Jesus.
Damn.
And the blasts come. A little gizmo pops up and zaps the blast out of the air as you get between the Planetar and the enemies. That only was some movement, so you still have some action. Are you waiting? Are you attacking?
like I said, he'll just attack any demon, devil, whatever that gets too close.
Oh, they're. I don't think you. Maybe I didn't describe it enough. They're everywhere. I mean, there's so many that I can't even keep track of on paper. So if you want to blast something out of the sky, if not, it's going to swoop around, and they are going to end up hitting you. So if you're readying your action, waiting for something to specifically attack the planetar, then that's fine too, and you can ready your action for that. But I want you to know you're surrounded by all these different demons, devils, shadows. They're everywhere.
In that case, he'll give a random enemy both barrels between Ray of Frost and Eldritch Cannon.
I'm giving them both barrels.
And the pretty much.
Pew,
And the
pew.
lowest roll is going to be and the lowest roll is going to be a 27.
Your lowest is going to be 27. Yes, of course that hits.
My lowest
Alright,
is a
and-
27.
Okay. The cold damage is going to be 20, and the force damage is going to be 16.
So as your little, what about the other blast?
Same dude.
Okay, go ahead and give me another one, another attack.
I already rolled that.
Yeah, the lowest was 27 between both.
Right. So with the damage you did total, or do you still got to roll that again?
The first damage was 20 cold and 16 force.
Okay, I got you. So as
Damn.
you pull out your little blasters, you do one of the you release a gout of icy blast. You just you squeeze on that trigger and just let it go. As your turret floats up and shoots out they're purple, right? They purple blast. Purple blast of force, and you just see your ice freeze part of its shoulder, and then the explosion of force snatches it and blows off its wing, and the thing crumbles and falls to the ground. A couple of them kind of look at each other and look back and kind of bellow and scream in Infernal. You'll pay for that sort of thing. What is Joram going to do?
Okay, this is the part where Joram starts being Joram. I'm going to say, for the sake of assuming he had levitate Kessa himself, because let's be real, he always did.
Yeah.
And he'll walk upside down on elturel up to the Minotaur. Let's go. Hey.
Hi. I missed fucking Joram.
You have come to help.
I'm guessing you don't want to get shot?
I don't. Keep them off of me. My strength is waning already from being trapped in that miserable shell.
Okay.
Just keep them off of us. And he kind of looks over at Garmor and says, especially this one.
Not a problem.
And
Not a problem.
all right.
Joram then pulls out his Staff of Power and casts... wrong tab. And casts a Glove of Invulnerability around himself and the Planetar.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry. What?
Global invulnerability. It's on the staff of power.
All right. I'm gonna need some specific details. How long does that last? How can I bring it down? I mean, how long does that last?
A minute.
A minute.
Globe of invulnerability or invincibility?
Invulnerability.
Yep, invulnerability.
Oh God. That's a
Let's see how
6th
powerful
level
this bad boy
spell,
is.
right? Yep, it's a 6th level
It is.
spell, right? An immobile, faintly shimmering barrier springs into existence. Any spell 5th level that cast outside the barrier can't affect creatures or objects within it. Such a spell can target creatures and objects within the barrier, but the spell has no effect on them. Similar to the area within the barrier. Okay, so that's fucking cool. All right, so
And then
Just has chill there.
and because levitate was a concentration spell that disables, and he falls onto the bottom of the bowl of the globe and just sits there cross-legged.
all right.
Nice.
So as you're sitting there, the planetar looks down. He says, "That'll do, young mage. That'll do."
He's like,
And at this
All right.
point, since I already rolled all the attacks for these guys while you were going, blasts of fire just come skewing in, and they just smash into it. And all Joram and the Planetar here from is Merle inside too?
No.
Okay, all the Planetar and Joram here is the sound of flies hitting a windshield. Ding, 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 ding. As all these blasts of fire are just nullified as it smashes in. You got these demons that flow up, these ghostly looking shadows are just scraping and scratching and clawing and scraping. And it's just like nails on a chalkboard as they can't penetrate it. And now all you see is nothing but black as demons are surrounding this thing trying to break through it. Should I assume Garmor was in that?
It is a 10 radius, so yeah, I would assume.
Okay.
Because he was next to the Planetar.
So now it's very
Basically a 20-foot diameter.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just scraping at it, the nails on the chalkboard, everything, and you can hear you can see the anger in their eyes as they are just furious as the entire city is just raising off the ground. Several of the big giant demons, the ones that look like vultures, seem to swoop in towards Zorax and Raven. And I got a 17 against Raven.
Oof.
And an 18 versus... I don't think an 18 is going to hit Zorax, is it?
Just barely. Took that defense fighting style and it worked out. 19.
So
Raven gets whacked.
So gouts of fire just stream across the area. You see they're open up their maw and just beams of fire. They're hurling flames right at you guys. Zorax, you're able to kind of cut through them with no problem. As they're coming up, you're drawing your black, devastated blade and just cutting through the flames like a baseball player hitting a ball into the stands. Cutting them like a pro. I see. I like that. And unfortunately, as you cut one, it redirects it and it throws off several of the bolts, and you see several of the spirits that are on the Hell Riders just kind of disintegrate around you. And Raven is going to take 9 points of fire damage. You got lucky. That was low as hell.
Uncanny dodge.
As the fire catches in him, and he's like, it catches on him just for a second. What is Chiron?
4.
What are you doing? You guys are surrounded. You're on Nightmare back, sailing through the air. That you are surrounded by enemies.
Who is closest to me?
I would say everyone is within a medium distance, so you can get there within 2 movement. Actually, everything's within a short distance while you're on horseback because they move at 50 feet. So,
Sweet.
you guys are kind of just circling around this base below the entire the city.
Okay, so Jorah just changed my whole idea of what to do.
You're
For
just
the
kind of
Planetar.
like,
He's like, I got it.
I was gonna have Chiron cast Protection from Evil and Good on the Planetar, but Jorah's
don't need to do that anymore.
power just changed everything. So
Yeah, the one downside about Global Invulnerability is it works both ways.
They can't
Yeah, you
shoot
can't
out
do
of
anything
it.
while he's
Stuff-
in there.
Stuff can't get in, but stuff can't get out either.
okay then.
He's just kind of chilling there, like, I'm here.
All right. So what Chiron is gonna do for the people who are not inside the globe is use his action to cast Aura of Vitality.
It's a good one. Go ahead out, Buck.
It is a 3rd level evocation spell. Healing energy radiates from you in an aura with a 30-foot radius. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. You can use a bonus action to cause one creature in the aura, including you, to regain 2d6 hit points.
I like that. That should be able to get everyone then, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not in the barrier.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and roll your heals. I'm gonna
Well, it's a bonus action for me to do that, which I do, of course.
Right. So how do you see that working? Is it like little roses fill the air or some shit?
No. So, radiating from his holy symbol, this silhouette of a dragon just appears right behind Chiron, and then it just creates this wave of radiant energy, creating this aura.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So
And
I think I just rolled. So that's 5 points of healing to anyone
mm-hmm.
who was damaged.
just one
And-
creature.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
sadly.
Chiron will use his Nightmare's movement to get in front of the globe and position himself in defense.
Defense stands.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
What's that?
he-
That is awesome. He says Matthew rocks on the role playing and flavor stuff. That is true. Some
I
good
watch
shit.
far too much Critical Role, to be honest.
All right. What about anything? So that's it for Chiron. Anything for Garmor?
He's pushing it
Just
to the
try
limit.
Yep. Yep, he's going beyond.
Plus ultra. Wonderful. All right. So go ahead and give me a strength check.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage, unfortunately.
Okay, let me go over to Garmor's Earth Elemental stats.
Do Earth Elementals fart?
Probably
No.
not.
That's a shame.
What, were you
Just
thinking
fine.
that if I failed the check or something?
I don't know. I was just thinking, what if you farted as a gust of wind? Would it just like create a fart hurricane? I'm
Okay.
weird.
Oh.
What did you get?
11.
All right, so you are this tiny little twister of energy pushing up on this. I'm imagining a tiny tornado inside, or a large tornado inside of this invincible globe bullshit that.
No, he's a Earth Elemental.
Huh?
He just has Investiture of Wind.
Oh,
Remember?
that's right. You see, I was confused. I thought you turned into wind. You turned into earth for the max strength.
Yeah.
So you got this wind of energy below you, and you're trying to push. Unfortunately, part of the stone gives, and you find must be some sort of like subterranean. As you put all your strength in it, you push and you break through the ground, and you end up in a sewer system. You picked a not so great spot to get a hold of it, and then sewage kind of just dribbles and stenches all over top of you. And you kind of got to drop back down and get another hold of some of the concrete on the door. And the Planetar looks at you and goes with a deep breath, and he says, "Let's not do that again." Now,
Oh, really, Steve?
Oh, no, I got it now. Now what remaining sewage is dripping in, and you see it smashing and drizzling over top of this barrier. Anything else
Okay,
from Chiron? Or, I'm sorry, Garmor?
Nah, he's not gonna waste his wild shape healing ability. Nah.
All right.
Not yet.
Zorax, you are sailing...
hang on.
What?
Hold up. Before we get too far ahead, I reread Globe of Invulnerability.
Don't worry
seems that
about
the
it.
Effect
Don't worry about it. I read it already.
spells than physical stuff. So
Oh,
yeah.
it doesn't stop physical stuff?
Nope.
Get-
Stops every spell in it though.
Well, that's important.
that go any exterior spell,
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I
fifth
see.
level or lower, negates area effects. So I'll assume instead that Jorm landed on
That
Garmer's
would still
shoulder or
levitate
something
it.
in his elemental form.
Yeah, I already made the rule, the decision, so I'm not gonna undo it. But that's important to know.
Fair
There is another part of it
Yeah.
though that is a bit of a problem, but I decided to
Spell part.
overlook it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It does require concentration though, so
I know. That's why I said retroactively and land on Garmer's shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you can
So
carry him. It's not a problem. Yeah.
so the raw sewage is dripping in, and it starts dripping over, and the smell is just noxious fumes everywhere. Zorax, you are flying atop a nightmare. It's whinnying as it gallops towards the battle. I assume your mighty black corrupted sword of Zariel is drawn, and in your head you hear, "We gonna kill? Kill! Kill 'em all! Kill 'em all! Do
That
it!
was the
Do it
plan.
for me now, minion! You will
I'm not doing
follow
it
my
for you.
orders! Kill
I'm
them
not
all!
doing it. I'm
Feed
gonna
me!"
sack this sword.
So
Yes.
it-
Would the
That was
sword
the
read
plan.
Zorx's thoughts?
Yes.
yeah, it does.
It's
Okay.
It's telepathic.
Yeah, he's the only
Okay.
one that hears it. Actually, I think. I have to go
Mhm.
back and check. I don't remember.
You
What
can
is
touch it to hear it, but
what is Zorax
Okay.
doing?
excuse me.
How does Zorx want to do this?
It's more like, how does Raven want to do this? He's kind of fucked up right now.
Just stay close to Chiron.
That's kind of the idea. Yeah, Raven kind of takes a. He kind of looks at Zorax and goes, "I'll leave this all to you." And he just he goes back to Chiron and takes the dodge action for the moment.
That's
to
Raven.
kinda- Yeah, that's Raven. Zorax, however, looks at the nearest demon, and he says, "This sword's gonna go on a great test drive."
All right, you swoop in on horseback as you pull on its flaming mane. You draw your blade. I assume you're going to. Are you going to use
I'm
any?
going-
Are you just going to do your regular attack or any powers?
Yeah,
Or,
I don't have
oh, yeah,
any
there it goes.
powers to use at the moment. Actually, I can give myself protection from evil and good. Oh, that's an action though.
That's true.
No, I'll skip past it.
It's like I'm not wasting this opportunity.
I'm not. I want to hit stuff. So yeah,
Alright,
I'm gonna
you,
find the nearest demon and smash its head in.
You swoop into a shadowy demon with horns that curve up with a giant, like, bat-like wings, kind of partially transparent and incorporeal, as it is fighting a some sort of ice demon. It's there's a couple of them fighting some ice devils.
Okay. The first hit is a 29. The second hit is a. This thing's plus 11, by the way.
Oh,
The second is a 21.
nice. Both are going to hit.
Okay. What is the damage on this thing? Probably something stupid, right? Yeah, 1d10 because or am I only allowed to wield with one hand because I'm
Mhm.
riding horseback?
You can let go if you want.
I'm just making sure.
There might be, if the horse suddenly jerked the wrong direction, you might be in trouble.
That's what I'm asking.
That's a risk you can take. I would not.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Are you sure?
I will one hand the weapon.
Okay.
I'll pass on that.
I'm just saying, sure, you can try, but I mean, just know that there's, risks involved in an aerial combat situation, right?
Yeah.
You're surrounded by demons, devils, and dipshits.
Let's see. The first attack does. Oh my god, 14 damage, and the second attack does 12 damage.
As you swoop through, you're able to cleave off a wing as you're riding by one of these things, and the nightmare swerves around, and as its wing is falling, you come and cleave off its head. And the next blow, as it kind of just
Oh, it's dead.
It doesn't just die. You hear a yes, and you see its essence get absorbed into your blade. Yes! Evil! Feed me, minion! Your sword's just having a moment of ecstasy.
It hasn't been fed in like 4 days, so that's fair.
It's
Or
like
50
me. It's like
years.
me when you turn me at a buffet, man. Like yes.
What's the max hit points it had?
19.
Okay, so I gained 19 temporary hit points, and now I have advantage on attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks.
Nice.
Great.
Oh.
Yeah,
Anything?
it's disgusting.
Oh.
Anything else?
I guess bonus action because I didn't expect to just kill it immediately.
Well, there's a lot of them,
Um,
so you'll have a lot of targets.
Good. What is my spell slots looking like?
I was being a little too loud.
That's fair.
I think.
Oh, is she
Um,
sleeping?
No, she's on
I
the phone.
cast. I hold the blade close real quick, and I I whisper in Celestial, "May all my foes never harm me," and a black aura just jets off me, and that's my shield of faith.
Oh, that is cool. That is
So now I have
awesome.
21 AC. Woo!
Damn. Some good stuff
I
right
am
there.
literally just trying to run around, and just kill as much shit as possible.
Jeez.
Okay.
At this point, the battle kind of continues. You guys swerve in and out of combat, cutting enemies with your blades, beating them down with blasts of magic, and you see the Hell Riders. The captain walks up to you, Olanthius. He says, "Heroes, look there." And he points off in the distance, and you see a almost perfect divided circle, an extreme distance away, right?
Yep.
And you can see two creatures. You can't. They're too far away to tell who or what they are. But the energy that's being released from every blow as they trade attacks is just like a thunder cloud of power erupting, and you see like I said, a perfect circle between where the two armies are as these two figures are battling it out. And he says, "There, that is clearly Zariel battling one of the generals. Look at the power she wields. She may not have her sword," and he glances over at Zorax and the corrupted blade of Zariel in his
I
hand.
just beheaded something.
But the hammer that she wields is just as powerful. As you hear a thunderous, as it clearly, the hammer in the distance hits the enemy. And she
Do we
says,
see shockwaves on the ground?
"Oh, you see like the waves of energy, like waves at a stadium, are knocking down the smaller and weaker demons and devils from these blows." Who has the bag of holding? Is it Merle that has the bag of holding? Did you pull the shield out still?
Not at the moment. I probably put it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep that. Keep that.
There's probably
thing.
no real reason to have it out until we actually meet Zariel.
Right.
And with the proper protections.
He says, "Well, we have choices here. She is engaged with one of the generals of the enemy's army. You are trying to return your city to the surface. Sorry, not the surface. Back to its plane.
May as well be the surface.
So we have the Hell Riders. If Zariel cannot be redeemed, then the least we can do is give our undeath lives meaning. We will protect you to the best of our ability. But, judging from that planetar, he may not have enough power to open up." Shit. What is the name of the spell that opens
Plane shift?
plane shift? Thank you. For the love of it,
pretty sure
couldn't
it's plane
figure out
shift.
what it was. He
I'm
says,
almost positive it's plane shift.
There's more than one, but plane shift it seems to be the go-to
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
He says, "I do not think that he will have the power to plane shift you back. This is indeed disconcerting. As you guys struggle to raise the city out, you may not have anywhere for it to go. We will do our best to hold off the weaker minions, though some will still get through. During this battle, you must find a way to open up a new portal, because the Planetar likely cannot. Or if he can, it'll probably be the end of him. He kind of looks at you. We will be your shield. This is the free speech thing. So this is the time where you guys can take a couple different actions to kind of give you an example. You can continue raising the city. You can break off and try to find a way to interact with each other and try to come up with a plan to help get the necessary power to plane shift, or you can take interest in the ringed battle that is going on off in the distance. That's why I said I wanted to make sure you guys had all the time you had to make sure you can make the decision that you want.
Okay. Well, I don't think Garm was going to be of much help because he's
Could
trying
we
to
heal the Planetar and make it so that he could be strong enough, maybe.
Well, Aura Vitality can't do that because he's in a globe.
Forgot about that.
I did.
Paladins can lay on hands, and we are
This is
pretty
true.
high level by this point, so we can restore a lot of HP,
Yeah, but
especially
does the
between
spell...
two paladins. It's a feature. It's not a spell.
Oh,
I know, but will the globe let Chiron and Zorax pass through the globe and heal
Yes. Well, I don't know. Yes, it should.
it only stops spells.
It only stops spells. Yeah.
him? Okay.
Oh, now, if I was not an idiot and cast Wall of Force instead, that would have been a different factor altogether.
How does Wall of Force
Correct.
differ?
That one actually physically stops things from passing through it. You pretty much need Disintegrate to destroy it.
Okay.
But I didn't, so...
So yes, we can pass through. We could probably.
Anyway, Merle's vote in regards to Zariel is let Zariel beat herself up fighting the other general right now, so she'll be easier to deal with down the line.
That
Yeah.
will work.
I can
Let
agree
the
to that.
monsters kill each other.
Mm-hmm. And then use our third monster to weaken her further.
And he does have the those fire crystals, which you could maybe use the theory, maybe to power the Planetar, but I think he also was planning on using the ritual to trap Zariel as well for the extra energy source.
Yeah.
But do we have
So-
time for that?
We don't know. We
It's not hard to deal
This
with.
is all new territory.
If elturel wasn't falling, we'd probably be looking for information on that.
Well,
That's true.
elturel is falling, and between our healing powers, we might be able to make it so that the Planetar can focus on this. And then Zorax, he looks as he says this, and then I can go back out to killing. He's doing it only so that he can just focus more on the fight and not on saving people. That is his logic behind it. Raven's back here like, I'm going to just check up on the Planetar. I have a medicine kit.
Just out of curiosity, as a player, to ask the DM, would the Planetar know Primordial?
think the
Yes,
Planetar
he
know all
knows
languages.
all language. Yeah, and he has
Oh.
telepathy up to 120 feet. So
Oh,
Must be noisy.
only if he wants it to be.
That's true. I think that's the idea.
Garmor could plane shift, but it's only as a spell and as a mortal. But based on what the Planetar Devar was saying about using spell to transport the city, this must be a grander version of plane shift, something that Garmor cannot obtain.
I mean, Jorm also knows plane shift, but he currently elects material components, I believe, in theories, since I don't think there's really a good way for him to grab a tuning fork attuned to the material realm.
Yeah.
And worth 250 gold pieces.
Yeah.
So
Earl, and they took some time. That might be a different story, but
Why doesn't Merle and anybody else proficient? Well, I'm gonna say Merle because he's the big powered mage. Why don't you give me an intelligence check?
Earl, huh?
Merle
And that's just
Bronson.
Merle Bronson. All right. If we're just doing a straight up intelligence check, why the heck is that a? Oh, I see.
I mean Arcana. I'm sorry. You could do Arcana. It'd be Arcana.
Okay, because that does change the numbers a little bit, and I'm going to throw in a 12 for my talent. Okay, so that'll be 28 altogether for Arcana.
So you recall in your investigations of all the little gizmos that you're always looking at, trying to manipulate machines to generate the same sorts of powers. You think that you might be able to toss together something with some of the crystals that you've gathered to help imbue the planetar with power. But you also realize that if you fail, it'll have the opposite effect and it'll go kaboom.
If
I'm just saying.
Do you explain any of this? Do you explain that?
I might be able to use some of my fire crystal to power up the primordial planetary here, but since it's not the correct type of energy, it might have some adverse reactions. But I think it'll be okay because, well, I'm me.
Raven like perks up at the idea of science being thrown. He's like, "Give me a clipboard. I'll write it all down. What do you need me to do?" He's just perked up. He's like, "I can help."
Science.
He looks over at Joram. He's like, "Joram, make me a clipboard. I have some."
Here.
I have some notes that can be needed. All right, so you have a conjured clipboard now?
Yes.
With
He looks over at
prestidigitation?
Merle. Tell me everything you need me to write down in order to help you, and I will do the best of my ability.
So Merle starts going on a rant. You guys are continuing the fight. You're flying through the airs atop horseback, screaming and yelling at each other to take notes. I need you to give me a perception check. Is it Raven who's writing this down?
You best believe it.
He needs a perception check to make sure. We'll see if he gets all the information that's being delivered to him. So
At disadvantage, 21.
Oh, geez, nice. So you finally finish off with the
Clipboard of planning.
Steve, that's funny. So you finally get the last bit of notes.
Reliable.
So what we're gonna do here is we're basically gonna have a very long combat-oriented skill challenge where the combination of Raven and Merle, the two of you know that you'll have to get above the city in order to get to a spot where you can open the planar shift spell and focus it. But that also means you're going to need some things to gather. So you're going to have to be flying through elturel to find a few of the things you're going to need. Some of those things being, hang on a second. A metal rod and a tuning fork and a few other little things that you need to find, including a person with the plane shift spell, which I think Merle or Garmore might have.
Actually,
Joram,
Joram
I think.
does have plane shift.
Joram does have it, so you'll probably end up needing Joram's help at some point as well. You guys got a plan. And that is to do this. So now when we move into the next phase of the combat, that is going to be what your focus is, right?
All right, listen up here. I'm going to need a tuning fork, some shells with the crystals, a pickaxe, some orange thread. Doesn't have to be orange. I just think it complements the crystals pretty well in color.
Raven nods in agreement, like, yes, I agree.
He's just being a yes man right now.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
absolutely. He's loving this. This is what he lives for. Danger everywhere, and he has to write down a plan that he might follow through with. Absolutely.
So now,
Maybe a couple sticks of dynamite if we can somehow come across some of that.
so Merle, Raven isn't actually atop
Initiative.
Nightmare.
a nightmare. So either you'll have to. Actually, never mind. We've got this. What else?
What?
What else would you use a grappling hook for? Right. All right.
Oh.
So
I mean,
All
I'm gonna
right,
tie
so top
myself
of the
together
initiative.
somehow.
So top of the initiative. So the planetar is releases a gout of energy. Everyone that's in that sphere gains 9 temporary hit points as he
Ooh.
releases energy as he pushes up. And you can feel the air around him kind of thundering with energy, and you can see almost like a heat wave distortion around him, and you can see the sweat beating down his body. You can see the pain from the weight of it, not just the physical weight of the entire city, but almost the mental anguish of what happens if he fails to do this. The weight of all these people is now resting on his and Garmor's shoulders as he's trying his best to raise the city up. All around him, the Hell Riders are flying, twisting, turning, diving, swooping, and are battling with as many devils and demons that come near to elturel. They're doing their best, but several of them begin to kind of fall, and by fall I mean they get vanquished and kind of into the air. Some of the nightmares come crashing down as they're blasted out of the sky or speared with pikes. Merle,
You.
you turn and you see.
Project manager tools.
That's funny. You turn and you see a break in the battle as a massive horned devil has made its way through. It's got a ginormous, 15-foot fork. It holds out its hand, and you see a ball of heat just burst into existence as it launches it right towards the planetar. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Merle's the one that interjected in between him, right? Merle is also inside the barrier, right?
Merle was not inside the barrier.
Well, that's unfortunate for Merle. So he's gonna get
There's only so much space.
he's gonna get 3 of these attacks.
Whoa.
13, 26, and 17.
Only one hits, I think.
None of those hit.
Yeah.
None of them, just one.
Just one.
Those hits.
I found an inconsistency in one of these monsters.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. Nothing I can't handle. 14 points of fire damage as the gouts of fire. No matter how much your horse twists and turns, unfortunately one catches you, and blasts you in the face.
I am glad I had those temporary HP.
Yeah.
What are you?
I was against the shield, but the 26 would have beat it anyway. So.
All right,
Yeah.
Merle, it is your turn. This thing is moving towards you in the planetar.
I got all the notes written down.
Merle. All right. Fantastic. All right. Merle is going to cast Blur on himself.
That's the one that gives you disadvantage on all attacks against you, right? Until they hit.
Correct.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that look?
And
Are you turning on like a gizmo or something?
He takes a small crystal, breaks it in half. He just suddenly seems to be vibrating in place visually.
That's really cool.
Like from the Flash series?
That's what I'm envisioning. Very cool. All right, so is that your action?
Yep. And bonus action hits him with the arcane turret.
All right.
And that will be a 27 to hit.
That'll do it.
Dang right, that'll do it. Or 21 damage. Force.
Okay. You kind of catch it, and it kind of shields itself with its wings the best it can, and it kind of tries to shrug the damage off. What's that?
Gotta do better than that, you idiot.
You hear a telepathic. Do you speak Infernal?
No.
He swears at you in Infernal and says how he's gonna eat your brain. I don't know. Do you even
If that's
brain?
projected
thought
out in public,
telepathy, you don't need,
Chiron would
to
know
know the
that.
language.
No. What's that? That's too many people
with-
talking at once.
Sorry.
I thought with telepathy, you don't need to know the language.
Can help.
Yeah, I guess not.
I mean, you can interpret the way in an emotional manner.
Yeah, I think in
I don't remember.
telepathy they talk. They just talk in your mind.
Yeah.
I think there's some that say you don't need to. I don't know. I think you do. Anyways, anything else from Merle? If not, Jorum's up.
All right, Jorm will use Eldritch Blast on that big devil that's harassing Merle.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Warlock, what do you do? I cast Eldritch Blast.
Yay! I saw that
Lowest
meme.
roll was 22.
22 is gonna do it.
All right, and the other two are way higher.
That'll do it.
And let me see, combined with all three of them, that's going to be
3
roll
shots.
faster, Daniel.
Center mass.
Okay, 26. 37 force damage.
Whew. Does it got
They do
any
not need to
pushback
know
or
language.
anything?
Nope, which were just by Jorm casually pointing. Then reaches into his pocket, pulls on the apple, bites into it, looks at it. Where did I get this?
How did this get here?
So Joram releases a crackling blast of eldritch energy, and it smashes right in and breaks off one of the tips of the horns of the devil. You see its eyes go up, and then it turns into an even bigger glower than it already had. Says again something, and as it kind of turns around and looks at you and says something. I don't think Joram can speak Infernal either, so it says something about Joram's mom in Infernal. Anything else?
Individual.
All right.
So they're cross-legged.
I need everyone that's
Raven.
not in the invulnerable bubble to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh, so that's Chiron, Zorax,
I guess Raven too, because he's not exactly there.
Connor, Dex.
You see, it'd be Khan.
Okay.
You see, swoop over top of all of you. You see almost like a flying V of these large, like hawk-nosed demons. And they are spewing out these little toxic green clouds of spores that are just drizzling across the battlefield right now. You have to succeed a DC Constitution of 14.
I just missed.
So he failed.
Raven fails, Zorax succeeds because he's kind of in it right now.
Then you become poisoned. While
I have resistance to poison.
That's awesome. Okay. That means you'll take half damage of the 8 damage. And you'll take that damage at the start of each of your turns. And you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on yourself. Yeah.
Is it 8 damage?
Yeah, it's 8 damage. And then
Yep.
instead of re-rolling every round, we're just gonna leave it static at 8 because
Yeah.
that makes it easier for me. Does anybody have religion trained?
Yes,
Chiron.
or Raven does.
If you're trained in religion, go ahead and give me a religion check really quick.
Jorm
And
is.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, disadvantage because we're poisoned.
Well, no, Raven's poisoned and he's tired. It doesn't matter.
It's all the same.
It's all the same to him right now.
13.
15. Yeah.
He said a disadvantage, right?
Yep. Because you're poisoned.
Well,
if you're poisoned.
In that case,
You're poisoned.
roll a 9.
Anybody got higher than 12? Okay,
Right.
so you two also know that this spore can be washed away with the effects of holy water, should you have it available. It is a demonic disease, so to speak.
Hmm.
All right, that's the end of their turn.
Holy
Cool.
symbol backpack.
As you look up, several of the, I would say 1/3 of all of the Hell Riders are now vanquished, and it
Oh.
seems like they're doing their best, but they are just so outnumbered. Olanthius is doing his best to strike down as many of these creatures as he can, but it is just an endless horde that is just flying in from all angles. You're battling in all directions, and it's just hard to keep a perimeter with this sort of battle. So it's not going well for them. All right, and Chiron.
Chiron is going towards that horn devil.
Okay.
And he is going to make 2 Blade of Bahamut attacks against it with disadvantage because of the poison.
Okay. Man, those suck, don't they?
Yeah.
Zorax has not cared. He was just like, what's the worst?
Oh, that's
Raven's
different.
got a plan.
So, hang on.
He always does.
It's like a
Okay.
good plan.
Plus 9 to hit. Come on, roll high.
It's a plan.
What is that? Oh. That is my lowest on the first attack is a 13.
Against the giant horn devil, or
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's not gonna do it.
Okay, second attack.
You got this, buddy.
Oh. My lowest was a natural 17, so that is 26 to hit.
That'll do it.
And why the heck not? He's going to use a second level smite. So that is 4d8.
There you go. Well, he's probably a fiend, so 5d8, right?
No, it's 2d8 on level 1 smite.
Oh, wait, yeah, I'm dumb. Never mind.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Plus...
I can math.
Actually, I'm
That makes
going
one of
to
us.
use
It was a
that.
light DM, I'm sorry.
Ooh. Okay, that is... Oh, man.
That's a mood.
7, 15. So 11 points of slashing damage from the blade, and 15 points of radiant damage from the smite.
Whoo.
Big smacky.
How does it look? You get him pretty good.
So as he has been fighting in the battlefield, he begins to he has been reciting the scriptures of Bahamut in Draconic, but the accent during the battle, if Zorax was paying attention, he would recognize the accent. That's celestial accent spoken in Draconic.
Hell yeah, dude.
What the heck?
Ooh, I love it.
I like that
And
stuff.
so the first attack just whiffed. And so he comes around while riding the nightmare, and he makes a clean hit on the other horn.
Nice.
Wait, does the horn devil have multiple horns?
It has 2 horns.
Okay, so he goes for the other one.
Just making an unhorned.
He's
devil.
gonna hear about this back in the lunchroom. So after
Who built the hordes?
he's able to catch your first strike with his fork, and then you're able to sliver off another piece of his horn. And Infernal, he screams and yells at you and says your mother is a man, who's that? That's That's Chiron, right?
Yep,
So
the
he knows.
Tiefling Paladin.
So
The
he knows.
Tiefling Paladin.
All right, your white tiefling paladin,
Yeah.
right? Oh, I probably started to stay away from the color differences. Oh, I guess get in trouble for something. In his television, he says, "Your mama's so fat, I snapped a picture of her, and it's still printing."
Raven's head perks up and he goes, "That's a new one." As he's still taking down notes.
All right. Anything else with Chiron? If not, Garmor is next.
No, not really. Does he have to make the save
At the end of his
for the point?
yeah,
Yeah.
you should have taken 8 damage at the start of your turn, or half as much if you're resistant, and then you
Oh.
can make the save again at the end of your turn.
Uh,
That's so
just
rude. Hey,
just
Caitlin, thanks for
printing it.
joining us.
so he's gonna make the con save.
After I realized I was telling jokes, I was like, I probably should get some really good ones.
Roll the
Okay.
1.
I kind of got stuck on the your mama jokes for some reason. Your mama's so fat, and her picture of her weighed 200 pounds. That's a lot of
That's
ink.
pretty good.
Oh god, that's a good
So
one, Ian.
Chiron rolled a 1 for the con save.
Well, that's no good. So you're still poisoned then.
Yep.
All right. What about Garmor? Garmor is lifting this heavy city. He is
Yes,
now
sir.
covered in raw sewage.
In his Earth Elemental form.
in his Earth Elemental form. So.
Really, Steve?
That's funny.
The moon orbits her.
Her belt size is the equator. Oh, I love a good mama joke. All right. Yeah. So go ahead.
Garmor's gonna make
strength check.
his lift attempt while still at disadvantage.
Do you have any powers or anything you think that would help you?
Not that I can see. I mean, he has Siege Monster, but that's not going to be of any help.
Yeah.
He has Athletics plus 10 in this form.
That's great.
That's really
But-
good.
But I don't know if that's going to be of any help.
Well, right now,
if-
as long as you're helping him, I got him. I got the DC lower for the Planetar too. So.
Okay.
Um,
So I'm going to continue doing that.
Yeah. So
So here's
basically,
my roll.
if you fail, I don't lower it anymore or increase it. But if you succeed, I lower it a little bit more. So your helping
Okay.
is making it go down, which is nice.
Okay.
Because I'm benevolent like that.
It makes sense to roll it that way too. I like that.
Dang it!
How's it going?
Got a natural one, huh? It's an 11.
All right. So as you are, how do I do this again? You already fell into the sewage pit.
No, Austin, my forearm's strength score is 20, so that's plus 5.
Yeah, but you said the athletics is 10.
Yeah, but I'm not using athletics.
yeah.
How is he not using athletics?
Yeah, I told you to give me strength athletics check earlier. It's always athletics. Yeah.
It's always athletics. Yeah.
you're
If you're doing
lifting.
anything lifting or moving, it should be athletics.
Oh, I thought you told me to give you a strength check last round.
That's because the DM sucks at conveying sometimes.
Yeah, strength athletics.
Okay. I don't even remember what that roll was that round.
That doesn't
So-
matter.
I rolled a 1 this round, so that's not gonna.
All right. So as you're lifting, as you're lifting, you kind of your grip isn't really great, so you kind of move it, and as you look over, you realize that as you guys are lifting the city is split in two, so part of the city is passing you as you're pushing the one side up. Did you guys forget the city was split in two halves?
I did.
The bridge.
I
what?
forgot about that.
Yeah. You just
I
see
still
part of
remember
it as it's kind of drifting. So you swoop over to try to grab a hold of that one, causing the other one to drop a little bit as the planetar weight goes onto the planetar. So now you guys
And we
are
can't
both.
tell which side this is.
No, I mean this
Can
is
we?
this is city size. I mean you're just kind of
Yeah.
doing the best you can. The fact you're lifting it is being pretty generous as it is.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from? And Garmor has no other powers or anything that could help in this situation.
Not that I can see.
All right, Zorax.
Zorax looks at the big horned, not horned devil,
Fucking
and he goes,
Steve.
"That's the next one."
Steve says, "A tale of 2.5 cities. It was the worst of times. It was the worst of times." All right, so you're gonna attack the horned devil, if I'm not mistaken. That's what you said.
Yes, because that's the
The
next
now
big thing
hornless
around
devil.
here.
Now hornless,
And-
about shorter horns. You nearly got most of them.
So first attack, because he's got everything at advantage right now. I wish I was making that up.
This is what you and the DM did.
28 for the first attack,
Oh!
and 23
Nice.
for the second.
Whew, both of those are gonna hit.
Let's see. He's gonna do a level 2 smite as well, I guess. So that's an extra. What is it? 44
48.
or 48? I could do a lot. I promise. Wow, that was the worst smite check I've ever done. Holy shit! Yeah, almost. It's 1123. That was a real bad smite. So that's 7 radiant damage. Man, this fucking sucks. And that's the part where it's gonna hurt him. God, I can't believe it's +7. 9 and 13, 22 slashing damage.
All right. How does it?
Man,
How
Steve
does
is on
this
a roll
look?
tonight.
I know he's got me giggling. I can't really pay attention.
Uh, He realizes that like this sword is almost a little too easy to cut with. And as he goes through the first time, he's like, "Oh, this second hit's gonna be great." And as he goes through the second hit, he didn't focus super hard on the spine because he's not used to wielding a sword with one hand, and it just kind of slashes through. It clearly hits, and clearly there's an effect happening. But he kind of looks at it, he's like, "It's not quite what I expected."
Well, that's just your first attack, right?
That was both attacks.
No, it was both of them. So this kind of skirmish goes back and forth, and he kind of just mentally cackles he mentally and physically cackles in your face, and then and then infernally says, "Ha ha ha! Your mama's so fat. She went to the beach and a whale swam up and sang, 'We are family, even though you're fatter than me.'" God. Oh, I love it.
Zorax only learned one word in Infernal, and it was "mom," and he heard it. He is pissed.
All right. Raven.
Raven looks at Merle. So, we're leaving at some point, right? Okay. He's like, well, I don't really care at this point in the zombie. Yeah, I forgot to roll for that. I forgot because at the start of the round, right?
Yep.
Well,
No, you
Anyways,
take
on one
poison.
hand, I wouldn't mind the part that's the horned devil here, but on the other hand, if he hang around, keep trying to pick off devils that are going for this here planet here, we'll be hanging around all day.
You actually take the poison damage regardless, and at the end of his turn makes the save.
That's rough. He has 9 HP.
Raven does need a horse or need a ride since he can't fly, so
Yeah.
he could manage to wrangle one with his grappling hook.
That's pretty good. I have a high athletics. That works. However, Raven kind of like looks at himself. He's like, and he pulls out his holy symbol. He pulls out a cup of water. He's just like, I want to make some holy water. He just dumps his holy symbol in there, and he's like,
Shaking.
I'm gonna do a quick prayer.
He's shaking.
I want
it.
to cleanse this fucking poison real quick.
Who did Raven worship again?
Oh, that's funny.
I changed it. It's like, let me go back. Let me find the goddess he worships, because I know it's a goddess. I think it's Lolth. Spider. Spider bitch.
Oh.
Let me look.
Her.
Raven. The crow. Let me take a look here. Oh, come on. Let me read it. I can't. One sec. Hold on. I got this.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Oh, I am of Shars now, the goddess of darkness and loss.
You still know
So
how
he's
to make
just gonna
holy
just-
water.
Works for me. I'm an acolyte. No one
Yeah.
remembers this, but I am an acolyte. I've just done a lot of weird shit as an acolyte. And he's just kind of puts it in a bottle and he gives it a quick shake. And I should probably make a check. What kind?
No, I'm not making you make a check. The check was to figure out if you could do it. As long as you've got a holy symbol or something to do it, I'm gonna say you can. Holy water just requires a quick prayer. Take a bonus action to drink, or down, or spill over yourself, however you want to do it.
So Raven goes,
That's all I need.
Shar,
Just-
I'm not asking for much, but I know you're the goddess of darkness and loss, but make this loss, make the poison go away.
Steve says, a grappling hook, a clipboard, and my holy symbol. That's all I need.
Gets me through a whole lot of shit.
To be
And
fair,
he goes,
Storm worked with less.
I think I shook it long enough. And he goes, just
Pours
pours
it
it on his
over?
head.
And you cure the poison.
And he goes,
Um,
it's weird. And he just tosses the bottle.
all right.
And then he goes, looks at the nearest steed, and he's like, time to get the grappling hook ready.
Do you want to give
Alright.
me a check to try to
I'm gonna wrangle in me a horse that's not occupied by
a nightmare? Yeah.
by a
the ghost.
dead guy, because they're dead and the horse is probably still running somewhere.
They are permadeath.
What am I rolling?
Animal handling.
Animal handling?
No. Would it be animal handling? I think it'd be animal handling to bring it in, not to wrap it up, right? I would say.
Let me look it up.
You don't need to look it up. I'm gonna make an executive decision here and say it's a dexterity ranged attack, probably.
Mm.
That's gonna suck. Here we go. Well, it's not a disadvantage, so hey, that works
I was
out.
gonna say, why would that suck? Isn't your character a ranged character? No, he's not.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that ain't working. I rolled the 2. That ain't happening.
Raven pulls out his trusty old grappling hook. He gives himself some slack, and he's looking at his target. And as you loosen it and it sails into the air, a flying stray firebolt catches it and knocks it away and hooks it across a flying demon's leg. Pulls tight with a...
Yeah, I just kind of rip it back out.
It kind of turns and snarls at you. Anything else?
I do the universal fuck you.
All right, so at this point, we're back to the
That was
free
it.
speech phase.
Mhm.
At this point, the battle is not going very well. About half of the Hell Riders are now gone.
Better than serving Zariel.
And you hear a mad trumpet. I'm not going to make a trumpet noise, but you hear this grand trumpet noise. And all of a sudden, from over the top of elturel, you just see barrages of arcane spells and bolts and missiles. You see appear over the edge, standing on top of a Pegasus, is Uldar Ravengard, and all of elturel around the rim, with ranged magic and spells, doing whatever they can to fend off the onslaught of monsters, while you
He's
guys are trying to
badass.
help. This is your free speech phase. What is it you guys want to discuss or do?
Raven looks at Merle. I ain't feeling too good. We gotta go now.
looks up
What
at the
the-
defenses at the Steve's doing. Where the Santa Hill was at the last time I was up here?
Uh,
How long is the guy that cast the invulnerable thing? That's that's Joram, and he's
That's Joram.
inside the bubble, isn't he?
Yep.
Ugh. I can't even attack him to make him get disadvantage. Oh
Yep.
wait, yeah, wait, yeah. So, all right.
Yep.
So what's going on with the discussion? What is your guys' plans? You guys formulated a plan, but nobody actually moved up to the top of the city to do
Oh.
it.
Raven's like,
All right,
I need a horse.
I'm just engage.
I was gonna,
You know what? Go ahead and take my horse. I don't need it.
as a player, I just thought of a stupid idea.
Oh yeah. Raven looks at his boots. Those motherfuckers got wings.
The spurs, I think.
He looks at it, looks up at you, looks at it. I've seen weirder shit. Sure, I'll take the horse.
There's a flying
Hey, well,
horse,
hey.
and you're. I was gonna say there's a flying undead flaming horse, and you're interested in his boots.
Raven's curious, okay? He clearly has a lot going on.
What
And
were
he
you,
straddles on the horse real quick. He's like, fits like a charm.
what were you gonna say, Matt?
I was gonna see if we could do a party mix mash. You know, Raven riding with Chiron, because he would still. No, wait, a minute has passed, hasn't it?
No.
No, it's been like 12 seconds.
How
Um,
long is each round? 10 seconds? 8 seconds?
6.
Well, 6. Sorry.
6.
It's only been 2 rounds, so.
Yep, it's been 12
I
whole
was gonna-
seconds.
Well, as a player, I was gonna say do a mixed match of both adventuring parties. You know, have Raven ride with Chiron to look for materials.
It's got it all written down.
Yeah, and that, and Chiron has Aura Vitality, and he could bonus action heal as they go.
Hmm,
That's
that
cool.
would be nice.
Yeah,
He's also
so
tired as fuck.
yeah,
He is giga exhausted. Well, I guess now he doesn't have. This isn't his speed now, so he can actually just kind of ride on the horse for the speed.
yeah.
Cool. He also
So-
needs to down his 1 health potion he's sitting on. He'll need to do that at some point.
Yeah. So Chiron would be off would fly a little close to Raven. You found a list of materials? Hop on, Rogue.
He looks over at Merle. You coming with or you staying?
Somebody's got to manage the supplies and make sure we get the right things.
Got the list right here. It'll be fine.
All right.
I rest my case.
Ah, no one believes in me.
That's
I'm
funny.
the most reliable person here, but no one believes in me. Because he has
so
reliable talent.
with
Get it?
no, I got it.
Ah.
This is rogue.
With a loud, thunderous, magically amplified voice, Uldar Ravengard says, "Heroes, you have done as you have claimed. Our city rises from the depths of hell. We are not much, but we will do our best to aid you. Continue on your endeavor and help us save this city."
Hey guys, Raven's like, wait, we could just ask him for supplies. Surely he has like a ton of people running around. It'd be so much easier for him to just tell everyone to grab him real quick and then run back to us.
Very much so. Get on.
I have my own
Oh,
horse
him
now.
You're safer with me, and I yanked him off my nightmare.
I guess I'm here now.
Well, Chiron. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So at the top of the initiative, the
He's just holding his clipboard like, I hope I don't incinerate.
Chiron shouts out to Zorax, "Zorax, that devil's yours. Go all out."
Zorax is just He's grinning. He's like, oh, you have no idea how much I wanted to hear those words today.
Yeah, from Chiron.
The Planetar looks over at Chiron, or not Chiron, over at Joram, and Garmor. Looks over at Garmor in his shifted, stony form. He says, "Well done, mortal. Between the two of us and the aids of your friends, we should be able to return elturel to its former glory. But I do not know that I have the strength to open the how would a
Plane
Celeste? I know what it's called, but do they call it that?
I
To
mean, yeah,
open
it's
the
common
plane
knowledge.
shift portal. I do not
To
have the
open the
strength to open
veil.
the. There we go. To open the veil and plane shift us to the mortal realm. I don't know what we can do about this. We'll have to defend the city once raised far enough above the landscape of this hellish landscape. Before we can rest and make a decision on our next steps.
We'll cross that river when we reach it.
No, we do not want to go into
Joram
the river. That
says-
is the problem.
The bridge.
Metaphorically speaking, sorry.
Joram just used that- Good man, so the steampunk cowboy has an idea of how to solve that problem.
Well, let's do what we can. I will let out more of my celestial power to boost our strength. But I am afraid that it'll be extinguished soon.
Does that mean we're all getting another 9 temporary hit points?
What? No, he's trying to lift it higher and faster.
Oh.
Yep.
All right, so the Horn Devil is pissed. It swoops over towards
Fight me, devil.
Zorax and Chiron are in melee range, I think, because you both struck it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it is going to make 2 attacks against both of you. 1 for... Ooh, sorry. Chiron's going to get critted.
Ooh.
I'm going to need Constitution saving throws from both of you. I got a crit on one and a 28 on the other, so...
I mean, I've been swinging for
Thank you.
29, so I feel it.
Wait, am I within?
You attacked it,
Yes.
didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're within
but
range of me.
Am I within range of
You
Zorax's
should be
thing?
within range of my aura,
Protection? Zora or his protection?
What's your bonus, Austin?
Yeah. +5.
Okay.
It's con, right?
Yeah,
Zorik's got a
18.
20.
Of course you did.
22.
I hate you both.
We're fucking gods.
You're still going to take this damage, a-holes.
Nah, that's okay.
How much?
Hang on. 22 piercing damage to Chiron, and that's not bad. 15 damage to shit. 15 damage to Zorax.
Okay.
You guys got off
That-
easy.
Oh, I
Everyone-
have all these temporary hit points. Hold on. I was like taking down my health dial, and I'm like, you didn't even break my temporary hit points.
It's gonna twist and thrust its fork at Zorax. 18.
Oh, I need to
on
make
the
a con save
die.
from Aura.
Yeah.
I need to make a con save as well from my Shield of Faith.
28 to hit.
That will hit. Succeed. Nice.
Okay, so that's a 23 on my
13
concentration save.
13 piercing. That's a what?
13
A
piercing.
23?
23 on my concentration check. And that was 22 damage to me.
So you succeeded because it's half the damage.
Yay!
Right? Or
Yep.
10 of whatever's higher. All right. So it kind of twists and turns. It swoops underneath your guys's your horses. The horses kind of pivot on their side. Next thing you know is you guys are blocking the incoming fork and tail with your blades while hanging upside down with your feet clenched tightly around the around these undead nightmares. As they pivot and twist in this kind of dogfight through the sky. Bolts of flame are streaking across in every direction, swooping by your hair as you kind of ride the outside of the edge of the city, galloping. Your horse is galloping on the side as you're twisting and turning in this aerial battle with this horned devil. What are you going to do, Merle?
Oh. Merle's gonna go pew pew at the horned devil. Both barrels.
Pew.
Alright, lowest is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yes.
Alright, that's gonna be 18 cold and 13 force. And he's gonna hightail up towards the city to grab the supplies.
Okay. And so you release these gouts of flames. They're twisting and turning, and you're able to use your little gizmos to calculate your aim. Pew pew, you're able to get some nice solid blasts. You see the blast like so expertly aimed, blast through under the legs of several of the nightmares, passing in between several of the not only the ones that Zorax and Chiron are on, but also the ones that are swerving back and forth between fighting other demons in the fray and the battle around you. Anything else? You instantly turn, you put your ass into high gear, and you start sailing towards the top of the city.
That's about it.
All right. What
That's
about
my move.
Joram?
My bonus. Alright. Joram's gonna crack off 3 Eldritch Blasts of the Horned Devil as well.
That's just our artillery guys, huh?
Damn right.
Okay, lowest rolls a 16 is a 14.
Can he shoot out of that bubble?
Oh yes.
He can stick his hand out.
Well, okay then.
I mean, he's sitting at the edge of the bubble. All he has to do is go, whoop.
Well, that in the bubble says anything blocks any spell 5th level or less that goes into the bubble, not out.
Oh, that makes sense.
Wow.
It's in their favor.
Alright. But anyway, lowest rolls a 14 to hit.
Not gonna do it.
16.
Nope.
Alright. I suppose I'm gonna have to settle for the 31 then.
Yep.
To be the soul hit.
That's a big fucking number.
What'd you roll? A 19?
Yes. And 7 force damage.
How much?
7 force damage. He did not
Alright,
roll well.
So with the jarring back and forth in the battle, in the fray, poor Joram is trying to, channel his energy and take aim. But with them sailing through the air, he takes several pot shots and hits a few random demons, and the imps kind of fall out of the sky. And he's kind of as he misses, but he manages to get one clean shot off in the distance and hits the horned devil. And then you hear a telepathic message rush into an infernal to Joram that says, "Yo, mama's so fat that when she went to the zoo, the hippos got jealous."
Oh, so you've met her.
Makes it less fun when you accept it.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Joram? All right. So the hawk-like demons and wings are flying around. Blasts of fire are going everywhere, and this large crackling burst of energy comes streaking out from the ground. As you look, it crackles into the shield and sends out a massive explosion, taking out a massive chunk of the entire base of the city, the size of like a small building, as it kind of drops a little bit as part of it is gone, and the planetar tries to catch it, and you guys look down and you see this strange mechanism. Merle can't help but look back as he's sailing all the way up, and you see this massive machine-like thing with crackling energy running around the outside of it of electricity, and that's in multiple colors of red and green and blue, crackling all around it. And you realize that the barrel is like overcharged with energy, and they just shot a massive cannon of power from the lower ends. And you see that there's several more lining up that are moving into place to take aim at the Planetar and your crew.
How do you get me one of those?
I thought Merle would like that. I need everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw again, as another group of these hawk demons swoop over top and kind of dispense this green spore poison stuff.
It ain't looking good for Raven.
Yep.
Oh,
Joram bots that one. Wait.
Raven got a natural 20. He's surviving. Oh.
It was okay.
Well, let's see for Zorax here.
Chiron's not doing so hot.
Zorax rolled a 1. Wow. The tables have turned.
Yeah, we're not gonna live this.
No, we're gonna be fine.
So
Zorax is gonna be fine.
if you got less than 15, you're poisoned, and you take 7 points of poison damage, and you take that same damage at the start of every one of your turns, and you regain, or you can make the save at the end of each of your turns. Obviously, once again, Holy Vial will help get rid of it, or any other thing that cures poison, such as lay on
Will it
hands.
be half of 7?
3. Rounded down. All right. That'll end their turn. You notice that the Planetar looks a little sickly now. The color of his body is changed a little bit. He starts kind of trembling a little bit. You can't tell if it's under the weight or something else, but he's shaking more than he was. Whether it's a release of excess energy or from the attack, you don't know. Chiron, what are you gonna do?
He's currently engaged with the Horn Devil, right?
Yes, sir.
Zorax looks over to him. Disengage. I'll take him.
You sure?
Oh, let me at him.
Feed me, peasant.
All right. Is Raven on Chiron's nightmare?
No, he's back
Oh.
with Merle right now.
Oh,
Got his own nightmare. They
right.
switched. They
Okay,
handed it
so-
off, and now Merle's kind of floating up with his boots.
Okay, so part of his movement, his nightmare's movement, Chiron is going to fly towards the Planetar to get within to physical contact range, and use does the Planetar look poisoned or something?
We don't know. We just know he looks sickly
Sickly. I mean,
for
could
whatever
be
reason.
could be from those demon sprays. So he's going to wing something and use 5 of his lay on hands to cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting the Planetar.
Okay, I love that.
Wait, did you disengage?
No, I just flew away.
So he'll get an op attack.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Because it will try and whoop your
20,
ass.
24.
That
Zorax uses his aura ability.
Which is?
I'm going to move him beside me so we can't attack him.
Oh.
But it's a charisma saving throw.
That's
It is a saving
awesome.
throw.
What is the saving throw against? Wisdom?
It is Charisma.
So
saving throw.
as the horned devil reaches out and thrusts his fork, he instantly finds himself facing the wrong way, away from you. He has shifted and teleports, slipping into the void and reappearing alongside you, facing the wrong direction. A look of
He
utter
is still
confusion.
able to attack.
But he can't. It's an op attack, so his target's already out of range. Then I would think, right?
Yeah, that's the idea.
So-
I just poured him from one side to the other.
Yeah. So he's out of range. So the op attack doesn't go. Our screen's froze, and I don't know why.
I'm fine on my end.
No,
Wait,
not here.
No,
It's
no,
in
no, no,
the,
no. On the stream,
the
yeah.
cams.
That's weird.
Oh.
The image is wrong. Look.
Oh, look at that. I'll tinker with that in a second here. Let's.
Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties on our Total Dumas side.
I didn't do anything. Oh, yes, I did.
Seriously,
I know.
unselfish, more great role playing. Absolutely. Matt does some real good role play.
All right, I got it. I figured it out.
Too many critical role.
I rescaled
I'm normally
the,
a little more into
the
it, but
screen. So,
I'm
all right. So,
a little under the weather.
all right. So I forgot we were at because I was distracted by the camera.
Garmore's turn. Well, because he
well,
went
healed,
to go heal.
He did. He healed. So
Chiron healed the Planetar.
yeah. You used your
Remove the,
lay of hands to remove the poison effect, right?
Yep.
Okay.
assuming it's what he's under.
Yeah, it is. He's poisoned.
Okay.
So you get a deep thundering. He doesn't look away as he's going up, but the Devar's voice thrums within Chiron's head. He says, "Well done, mortal. You are one of great champions. I feel your energy radiating from your blade. One of great honor you be."
Oh, just wait till
And
he
I
meets
used-
Thorax.
And Chiron uses the remaining of his Nightmare's movement to fly upwards.
Okay.
Actually, no, he's scratch that. He's going to is he from where he was at with the planet with Devar, is he in range with Raven?
Yes.
Yeah, because Devar is right
Devar
next
is
to
right next to him.
Okay, so Raven's going to be my target of Aura Vitality.
Thank
Nice.
God. I need it.
He needed some love.
2d6, so no promises.
I'll take whatever, dude. He's dying.
You gain 6 hit points.
Hey, I'll take it. I'm at 15 now. On a scale of 1 to 81, he's feeling about a 15.
Okay, so for roleplay purposes, Chiron points at Raven. You come with me to the top. We need to speak to Raven Guard.
And as he goes, "Whew, I feel a little bit better being next to you. That's a good idea."
He's just radiating awesome.
I'm just
Okay.
like, "Whew,
Anything
that
else?
And-
certainly helps.
He then Chiron uses the remaining of his Nightmare's movement to fly upwards towards Raven Guard.
I love it. So you
So-
start flying up on top, galloping on the flying horseback or nightmare back.
Yep, and that's Chiron's turn. Next up is Garmore. He's going to make another athletics check for his attempt to lift the city. I can certainly try.
Can always try.
Oh! My highest is a nat 20, but my lowest is an 11 naturally.
Oh
So
no!
Oh, 21.
Still pretty
So
big.
that's 21 for my athletics check.
There you go.
So as your mighty thing-looking body floating in the air with twisting hurricane below you, pushing you up, bits and pieces are breaking and clunking on your head, but you've got a firm grip on it. You're not going to let it go. You guys are rising into the air every second. You're getting higher and higher. You can see the ground fading away, and as you look down, you see they finish aligning the other giant torrents that released the big chunk that evaporated part of the other side of the city base where the Planetar is, and they are taking aim at both of you.
Oh no.
Luckily, you're still in the globe, but
Well,
We're gonna run out of city if we
I was
don't do
gonna
anything.
say,
about
is
that.
is he in the globe because he had to separate to go lift the other half?
That was roleplay purposes, though. That seems a little unfair.
Well,
I don't know how I
anyway,
feel about that, DM.
speaking as the player, the nat 20 was my green die for druid.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's my turn, isn't it?
No,
No, is there attacks, I think.
no. It's the enemies in the battle between the Hell Riders and the demons.
Yeah.
The with the reinforcements of all of the citizens and soldiers of elturel releasing arcane lightning bolts and even fire bolts down crossbow bolts, arrows from varying sizes, siege weapons, every single thing, even down to people chucking rocks and slings, are falling from the edge of the city. And are just clunking on the edge. You see demons and devils are flying out of the city left and right. Several swoop up and snatch some of the people and throw them off the edge, and they're falling down left and right.
Are any of those hitting the turrets?
Uh,
That's a pretty far way down.
no, they're. I would say they're out of the range. I don't know the range of a siege bolt, but it's definitely probably pretty far away.
Yeah.
Because you guys are raising and growing. You're a long distance away at this point from the ground. So, because I got you moving at the planner's fly speed, which is like 120 feet. So,
Oh my god.
um,
Planetars are nuts, dude. Angels are crazy.
they are deity-rific, angelic. I don't know. I can't think of anything good, but I'll stick to my mama jokes. So as you're now in the free speech phase. So if there's anything you guys want to discuss before we move into the next round, you can. With the whittling of with the support of the city, it looks like the Hell Riders are staying at about what did I say? They're at a 1/4. I probably should have wrote that down somewhere.
Said they were at a half.
About a half.
last time.
They're pretty steady at about a half of their population. You do not see Olanthius at the moment, though. He seems to have something's happened to him. You didn't see him fly away. You didn't see him go down, but he doesn't seem to be anywhere nearby. All right.
Okay, so
Where'd the Death Knight go? I don't see him. Do you, Rogue?
You know how much shit I gotta keep track of? I got a clipboard of all this information that I have to keep thinking about, and I'm fucking tired. I haven't slept in at least 2 days, and it's really getting to me.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you. I think we don't really need a planning phase this time.
Okay. So
I think
the
we're all kind of got an idea of what we're doing.
so the Planetar kind of sends out a telepathic message, and he says,
Hey, Zorax and them didn't go.
"What?
Hey, Zorax and
No.
Raven didn't go.
Oh, sorry. I totally
Hey.
skipped. Zorax, your turn. I stopped after Garmor, didn't I? See, I told you. Even though I wrote it all
And
down.
the enemies.
I didn't even think of that time. I'm sorry.
Went through the enemies, and the next thing you know, I missed my turn.
Yeah, go ahead,
Zorax is
Zorax.
gonna swing at the Horn Devil,
All right.
because that's what he does.
Do I need to make my save from the poison?
Every beginning of every turn, or you take the damage at the
Oh,
beginning
yeah,
of every
shit.
turn, and you must. You can roll at the end of every turn. Remember that damage also affects concentration checks. So.
Yes, I have lost concentration already. Yeah, my jet black aura is gone. Does a 17 hit?
No, it does not.
Oh well, the 30 will.
Yes, the 30.
Okay, I passed my
Um,
concentration checks.
Okay.
And then
thank you.
he roll for damage here. Man, that sucks. Yeah, I'm not gonna burn a spell slot for this one, I think. No, you know what? I will. Who cares? I'm gonna burn another second level spell slot. I'm gonna kill this thing. I'm gonna try to anyway. It's an extra 48 here. Oh, much better. 7, 12, 14 radiant damage and 11 slashing damage.
Whew. Damn. Get wrecked.
Does-
So as you
Does he still live?
he does. He's bleeding pretty bad. He's got several open wounds of energy, and your sword is like, yes, evil, drink it all in, feed me, peasant. um, he's trembling a little bit. He's got open wounds everywhere. A thunderous uh, um, a telepathic connection continues in Infernal, and he says, "Yo, mama's so dumb she thought a Dunkin' Donuts was a basketball team." God, I miss mama jokes. I really do. He's starting to really feel it though. There's tears in his wings. You've done vicious assaults and have managed to really cut him down. His fork, the end has been chopped off. His horns are almost gone. Several cuts in his wings and his body. And he constantly is threatening you and your mama with how he's going to devour your soul.
You only know one word.
The irony that I will
Infernal,
devour
it's
his.
mama.
I rolled an 18 on the con check. Is that that succeeds, right?
Yeah.
Raven's turn.
Wielding his clipboard two-handed.
This keeps bugging out. Raven's turn. He looks at this horse and he goes, "Go up." And the
Yeah.
horse goes up.
All right.
Doesn't know how to ride a horse.
You're galloping, and it just seems to know what you want. As you say, go up. It nickers and neighs, and then whinnies, and then charges up, galloping towards the surface.
He's like, "This is a lot easier than a real horse."
All right. As you guys are making your way towards the top, after a few minutes of flying towards the top, the battle continues. You can feel and see the entire city trembling with every second. And as you look down, you see those giant torrents are shooting these chaotic colored lightning balls of lightning at the base of the
City?
yes, thank you, where it's being carried. As you float towards the sky, they're becoming smaller and smaller, the size of the pommel of the pommel on your swords. You guys bust through the surface, and Ravengard, shit,
Raven guard.
Ravengard is standing there. Heroes, why have you abandoned the battle?
Ah, Raven. How you doing? Get it? Because we have the same.
Yeah,
name.
no, I
Anyway.
get it. It's not funny.
So, he looks over, or he pulls out his clipboard, and he goes, "So, we need these." And he shows him the checklist.
Um,
Got any ideas? Got any people extra running around?
I
Any good stuff?
I think I don't know what any of these things are. He snaps his fingers, and a couple of mages stop channeling their energy and run over. And they
Oh,
say,
hey.
"Yes, my lord." He's like,
Oh.
"They seek some resources. Do we have these?" They kind of look at it. He says, "I think so. You might be able to find them." And he names a couple buildings that that Raven quickly jots down. Merle, you recognize them as places where artificers do a little bit of work, and where magicians usually tinker with the mystic arts. I'm trying to think of like an arcanum. I can't think of what it would be called, but
Workshop.
and he gives you some instructions, and you instantly dash off. I need investigation checks from everyone that is on that flight that's looking for this stuff.
Oh, I'm poisoned.
Oh,
Whee!
that sucks. You're not going to be the most helpful.
Raven got an 18 because he has no bonuses.
Not bad.
Dang.
He's kind of dumb,
All right.
actually.
Let's see. Merle's gonna go ahead and use
7. No. 4.
It just goes lower.
flash of
I don't know
genius.
high on the other one.
20.
20? Oh, wow.
All right. So as
A
you
little
guys you guys quickly locate the building. Because you're on horseback, it only takes a matter of minutes. Before we continue with that, I want to go back to Zorax's turn
Battle.
and Jorum's turn. Not
I
Joram.
have a question.
Garmor and Zorax, right?
Garmor, Zorax, and Joram.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the ones down there.
I
Right.
thought it was Joram, Garmor, Zorax.
Well, he doesn't mean turn order. He means who's
no,
down there.
I just mean who's fighting still.
Yes.
So Joram, the turrets are blasting. You can feel your you can tell that the blasts that are coming from these turrets seem to be experimenting with different energies. So far, they haven't found a way to penetrate it, but they may at some point. What are you gonna do?
I have to get some options here.
Within
He just
those-
looks down way at them and goes, "Vanished."
Out of range. Nice try.
Oh yeah, it's way out of range. Yeah, it's like 60 feet or something. Maybe even
Longer than that.
But they're fucking turbo down there.
So you guys are still surrounded with the Hell Riders engaging all of the different devils and demons. The Horn Devil is the most immediate threat, aside from the giant turrets on the ground that are trying to blast the city out of the sky. Blast the city out of the sky.
Okay. All right. This is going to seem kind of stupid at first, but there's a train of thought behind it.
Okay.
I'm going to... Okay. I'm planning on dismissing Globe of Invulnerability.
Okay.
However, I'm going to replace it with Wall of Force, which is probably what I should have done in the first place.
Okay.
Hmm.
Good call. All right. How does that look? How does that
Yep.
unfold?
Basically, one dome disappears and gets replaced by another one.
That's the best roleplay
You know,
you
what I
got.
don't understand... Now, what I don't understand is I cast a really powerful sphere, but then I cast a slightly weaker one, but that works better for this. This makes no sense to me. What my
That's just how it
instructor say about this?
D&D, man. D&D.
Well, I think they've got different weaknesses too.
Much different properties, yeah.
I imagine one has a limitation.
That was
that the
in
other
character.
doesn't.
Yeah,
in
that was
character Jordan.
Oh, I gotcha. Threw my ass
It's like,
off. All right, and the Planetar says, "Good work, mortal. Your barriers are nigh impregnable. The gods would be proud." Anything else?
That's why the Hess was dispel magic. Great, we should be okay.
Yeah. I actually need to have the bad guy attack too, because he should have went before Joram.
yeah, well.
So Zorax, you're being struck. I got a 11, a 28, and 27, and
Oh,
a
those are both gonna hit.
22.
Oh, those are all gonna hit, except for the 11.
So let me look at that. So that's one fork attack.
I hope you don't
12,
run out of
12 you got pretty low. That's pretty low damage. 12 points of damage for the first one, piercing damage, and then his tail swoops around and penetrates right into your side. Ooh,
Just-
that's max damage on that one for the first weapon roll, which ain't much. That's 14 piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
How do I still have 48 HP? I'm a fucking legend.
You keep saving on the saving throw. The Constitution is where all the damage for this attack comes from. This guy's whole
Okay.
damage is the Constitution effect.
All right, you said it was a con save for this one?
Yep, 18.
Nope, not passing.
All right, so
Got the
you're
one.
going to take an additional 10 hit points at the start of each of your turns.
Wow.
Due to an infernal wound, as the wound starts, the wound from the tail leaves an ichor dripping from your body. Each time it hits you with this attack, the damage increases.
Is it necrotic?
It doesn't actually say.
Huh?
Let me go look at. Well, I'm looking at Roll20's thing, so hang on.
Oh, okay.
Let me go see where it is in the.
Because like, I don't know. That's weird. Unless it's like poison damage, I guess. I don't know. That's a really weird one. It's probably poison damage. Probably.
Doesn't say in the SRD, so let's check the monster manual.
What?
It just says damage.
That's so weird.
Hang on, I'm looking.
It's like a weird oversight.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
On roll 20.
Yeah. So here's the verbiage. I shit you not. The weapon is piercing damage, and then it says you must succeed a Constitution saving throw or lose 10 3d6 hit points at the start of each of your turns due to the Infernal Wound. Each of the devils hits the wounded target with its attack. The damage dealt to the wound increases by 3d6. Any creature that can take an action to staunch the wound with a successful medicine check, the wound closes if the target receives magical healing.
Yeah, it really does just say that. That is so crazy.
I checked 3 different sources, so
yeah,
that's strange.
That's weird.
So,
Usually they're
no
pretty
resistances for
uncommon,
you.
so- I guess not. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Maybe it's
I mean,
just yeah, but it should be categorized. I'm gonna say you
I
know
wonder
what?
if it's just part of the piercing damage.
Maybe
I
it
would call it
is.
bleeding damage.
Yeah,
But-
like a
but-
bleeding damage, so it's like a physical damage type.
So maybe piercing. Maybe it just assumes you're gonna use piercing, but that's usually yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's move on.
It's the only damage type listed, so I don't
So,
know. That's
yeah.
weird.
All right. So moving on. So the wound gets you, and it's got this green ichor kind of dripping out of it, and he tells you another your mama joke. As he yells
Motherfucker.
at you, your mama's so poor. I saw her kicking a trash can, so I asked, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm moving." Now it is.
Dorm went, so now Garmor.
Yep, and then Zorax. Steve's losing it with the mama jokes.
He's like,
Okay, Garmor is gonna lift again.
He's like, at one point, this show was actually interesting.
That. Oh. I lost my black die. Oh, that's just sad. 13.
To attack?
To lift the city.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot whose turn it was. It's yeah, that's not gonna work. The weight of the city crushes underneath you. You kind of slip and lose your grip, and you start to kind of fall down a little bit. So what that means is the DC will go up, or won't go up, but it won't go down on the next check for the Planetar.
Wow.
So, because you're being less useful. As several of the structure begins to crumble under its weight as you're trying to lift it. I'm envisioning like when Superman catches an airplane and it like dents, something like that. The city structure is giving way to your.
The ground I'm holding on is beginning to crack and crumble beneath my pressure.
Yeah. Any?
I have a request, DM.
Sure.
Since it's technically my turn, I would like to have Chiron do something for Raven.
well, he's making
no,
those as like separate encounters.
I pulled that out of this encounter.
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna
because-
use lay on hands on Raven.
Well, then you can
No,
heal
it's
him when we get back to that. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
The reason I separated it is because that's not moving in combat time for
Okay.
Mhm.
other reasons. Mostly because you're scouring a city for stuff. So,
Yeah.
But I'm not pulling away from this encounter. It's just not
Okay.
not taking place simultaneously, I guess, right?
Okay. Be right back.
Okay.
How wounded is he? I look at him.
Zorax, you're up. He's looking pretty bad. His wing, his beating of his wing is becoming slow and lethargic. His mama jokes are coming slower and not as witty or quick-witted. You can see parts of his wings are cracked and busted. gashes in him.
Oh.
So he's hurting pretty bad. He could fall at any moment.
Who could fall?
The Horn Devil.
Oh.
Zorax,
Uh,
finish him!
is it at the start of my turn? Oh my god, it is. Oh, it's 10 damage. Fuck. That's a lot. For a random
hold him up,
DOT.
dude.
And there's no save against it, is it?
No. It says each time you
I have
do
to
you
just
do it, and
blow
then
it up.
when he hits you, it goes up in damage every time after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
That's why I told you his normal attack doesn't do much damage for his level, but this is a compounding attack, so the more he hits you, the more it does every round. It's but you just had such high AC, it was hard to hit you.
Yeah. Zorax just takes his hand and just like a burst of dark energy like singes the wound back together, and I heal myself for we'll go 20 hit points, and then he says telepathically, "You damn sword! I know you have more power stored in you. Allow me to take this thing down. We can drink its soul."
Yes! Haha, minion! Feed me!
Are you giving me the haste ability?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh. Oh.
Give me a second.
This is interesting.
Find my persuasion.
I
'Cause
forgot
I'm
that I
leading
put
with
that
the
in there.
idea.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of the.
Yeah, no,
the
I
original
forgot,
stuff
but
we
it's
put,
not
yeah.
something you control. It's something
I
he
can't control
controls.
it. No, you
I forgot
control
about
it.
that. Yeah.
I'm trying to go on the idea of this is a big soul. Let's drink it. But persuasion is a 16. That's what I'm banking on.
You hear yes, feed me, and this black almost like tendrils start crawling up your arm, and from the sword, and your arm starts to turn like a light dull gray as the power is seeped through you, is being drained from you, and instantly the world seems as if it slows down to you.
I'm just like, this is what you were hiding from me? I kind of like you a little bit more all of a sudden. And I attack the creature.
Okay.
Do I still get 2 attacks or no?
No, it's
Uh,
one melee attack.
For
If you use-
if it's
Because I'm
haste,
hasted.
Yeah.
Well,
I
is
have
it only for extra melee attacks I only get the 1 on the extra turn? Or do I still get 2?
oh, hang on, I'm reading the spell.
So that's the part I'm confused on. I don't normally have haste.
It specifically says in parentheses 1 weapon attack only. When you're
Yeah.
hasted, says you can use this action to use the attack, 1 weapon attack only. So yeah, just 1.
Yeah.
This is actually why I've been thinking about dropping haste from Merle, because he doesn't really benefit from it.
No, because it doesn't increase his ability to cast spells.
I only got a fucking
I
14.
think so, but no.
Yeah, that's strange.
I only got a 14. Rolled low.
That's not gonna do it. He catches your black flaming blade in his fork, and he laughs, cackles at you. He says, "Ha ha ha! Your mama's so fat. I tried driving around her and ran out of gas, or I ran out of souls."
Wow. That's
Uh,
just sad.
anything else, Zorax?
He looks back at me. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you just said to me, but mark my words, this blow was only because I'm having a rough fucking day right now.
All right, so we're gonna go back to you guys searching the area now. If I remember right, two of you succeeded, but unfortunately, Chiron did not.
Yeah.
So Chiron shows up with a regular fork instead of a tuning fork. As one of the things he needed. Merle, how do you feel about that?
I said a tuning fork, not a dinner fork, you idiot.
Raven takes a
son
page
of a-
out of the clipboard and he says, "It looks like this," and he draws one real quick.
All
See?
right. in the
Anyway.
interest of wanting to heal, if you guys want to use any spell slots to heal, now I'll go ahead and do that really quick since this is
I'm
taking
using-
time over minutes.
I'm using 30 lay on hands hit points on Raven.
I am revitalized. I have 45 hit points. I feel great. This is the best I've felt all day.
And he's going to use his bonus action from the Aura of Vitality on himself.
I'm such an idiot. Steve types in YMSF, says they're naming a bypass after her, and I'm like, what is it? Duh, your mama's so fat, Like, come on.
Yeah.
I rolled that one on that. All right,
That was
so do
funny.
you guys get your heels off and all that jazz? So in your investigation, Merle and Raven, you guys scounging around, you're able to find a forked metal tuning fork, a tuning rod, as well as a few other critical components that you need to open up this planar shift portal. The only thing left now that you need is somebody who has access to the spell that can ground you to a particular plane of existence.
I need the idiot Joram.
So go ahead and you guys start flying your way back. We're gonna go back to the combat encounter for one last quick round, which has the Horned Devil attacking Zorax again.
Fight me, demon.
Fight me.
Only one is going to hit him.
Nice.
For 11 points of damage.
I look, boss.
47 HP.
I need another Constitution saving throw.
Motherfucker.
You
What
can
is it
do
again?
it.
18, right?
Oh yeah.
I got a 19.
All right. And
Plus 7 is great.
he still did hit you. So at the next turn, you're still gonna take an extra. It'll now be 20 damage instead of just 10 at the start of your turn.
No, if you heal yourself, it doesn't do that.
Did you heal yourself?
I did. I laid on hands.
Oh, okay.
Put it
Damn,
on the wound.
You suck. I must have been reading something else. Now I'm sad. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get him. Go away.
Motherfucker.
All right. He kind of
See,
snarls
this is why you
at
check on your DM so he's not cheating.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
I'm kidding. The only reason I even have the stat block here is because I know we did all the research on these things.
Oh, you're not
Just
gonna
don't
get mad at
overdo
me that my DC is higher than what it asks for?
Oh, look,
No,
kitty.
because we're fucking strong as hell. I'm gonna be honest. All the talents and everything, we really deserve something like that.
No, I always increase DCs because I don't think they're high enough, but that's just my opinion. All right, so usually only by one though. All right,
Yeah, I was
so,
gonna say, it was only up by 1 anyway. It's not that big of a deal.
so
It is,
Joram,
but
it is Joram's turn. You're sitting underneath the bubble. You have now reinforced it with the barrier. And these crackling energies continue to just, these turrets are just continuing to bombard the bottom of this. Massive chunks are just falling off, crushing, people and the demons and devils that are fighting below. The archers and the spellcasters all around you are doing their best to hold back the tide and are also assisting the Hell Riders who are swooping in with their spectral blades and cutting devils and demons who are flying around out. They're kind of all swooped and twisting around. What are you going to do?
No, those magical cannons keep blowing away huge chunks of earth. Can we teleport elturel back to the material plane, but form caves or craters?
I fucking love
That's
Joram.
awesome. That's awesome. The Planetars, I do not know what it is you are discussing, but can we focus at the task at hand?
I gotta beer her up. I'm good.
He's just like,
Okay.
He's just chilling.
I
he's
can't.
vibing out.
I
can
gotta.
do it.
I gotta read this spell because
Wall of Force.
yeah, I think I know because basically what I've been doing is rolling a dice to see if the enemies are learning, and I've been cycling through different elements, and I'm pretty sure this wall can be destroyed by the disintegrate spell, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Disintegrate spell and
Dispel magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it can't be dispelled by dispel magic. Only
Oh.
disintegrate.
Yeah, so they've been rolling through, but they're not smart. So
Also, keep in mind
Oh.
what kind of barrier it was too, so that may have an effect.
mm,
This one's
know.
invisible.
Yeah.
They can't even
just
see it.
fucking just smashing in. But the whole area around this thing is just becoming demolished. Like the whole like if the bottom was like a V shape, now it's just like flat at this moment.
Oh my gosh.
But it's good because that's making it lighter, I guess, for those two that are lifting it up.
Yeah.
I have an amount, right?
Is
All
that
right.
gonna lower the DC?
Sure, why not? I can drop it down one. Why not? That makes sense. All right, and Joram. Give me that check.
Even inside the barrier,
What? He's lifting.
even inside the wall of force.
Do you mean
Joram.
Garmor?
What did
You
I
mean
say?
Garmor?
You said Joram.
Yeah, Garmore. Sorry, my bad.
I was gonna say, I'm like, huh?
Go lay down, Buck. I
Hey,
ain't got no time
Garamore,
for your
don't
shit.
that you rolled?
Oh, that's really good. 27.
Ooh, all right. So,
Big man arms.
as you've got this massive boulder on your shoulder, quite literally, a burst of energy. The fact that the words of encouragement from the Planetar, as well as knowing that these people's lives rest on your shoulder, literally, you find a burst of strength as you just push a gust of wind like a jet engine propelling you upwards. As you push it up and you actually start to become level with the Planetar, he looks over and just in his big white eyes, and you get a little smirk on his face, like almost a proud smirk. And impressed. He's impressed. Clearly.
Ironically, there's a magical effect that Investiture of Wind has, but I don't think it was going to be useful because it's more of an AOE attack. So I don't know if it's going to be of much use.
Okay.
Probably not.
Can't
The
help
other
you
thing
if
I
I
would,
don't know.
you can use your action to create a 50-foot cube of swirling wind centered on a point you can see within 60 feet of you. Each creature in that area must make a con save. A creature takes 2d10 bludgeoning damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. If a large or smaller creature fails on the save, that creature is also pushed up to 10 feet away from the center of the cube. So
you can do that. So, the battle that's going on with the Hell Riders and the other monsters, it's just me rolling dice against a DC. So, any spells or effects that you do that can help the Hell Riders, you increase their chance of success versus their enemy. So, if you did expend resources, that's how I was managing that. So, if you, that
yeah, but
has
it's only an action, and lifting it is considered an
so
action,
you can't
right?
do both.
Mhm.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So,
Unless
all right.
someone hasted me, that would be interesting.
None of us have it. Only my fucking sword has it, and he can only haste me on his terms.
Chiron has it. He has it as an oath spell.
Oh yeah, you have it as an oath spell. That's fucking crazy. That's so
All right, so
strange.
so that's Garmore's turn, I think.
Yep.
And Zorax,
Oh, I'm gonna
the
whip this thing's ass this time.
the Horned Devil is staring you down. It's bleeding. Its ichor is dripping everywhere. It's angry.
Would you say he's looking rough?
I would
I'm
say he's
hitting him
looking
twice.
horny. Get it? Because he's got horn. Oh.
No.
The first one is a
Right.
29. The second one is a 26.
Yes.
Finish him.
I don't know if I can. I'm gonna be honest.
Don't you have a hasted attack?
You get
I
3.
have a hasted attack. I get 3 attacks. 20?
Yes.
Cool. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Gotta do some mental gymnastics here. Hold on.
Story of my
Yeah,
life.
calculator, man.
See, oh, I know. 21, 25, 29, 37 slashing damage
For one attack or total.
total. God,
all three attacks.
That's all 3 attacks, yeah. None of them crit.
Are you gonna smite?
Do I need to? Well, I guess I can only ask if it hits or not. Yeah, I'll throw in a level 1 smite for good measure.
You should smite. You should certainly smite.
Okay.
You should
Really
smite.
When
Do
the DM
it!
tells you to smite, you smite. Lesson learned. Let's see, that's another 3d8, right? There we go. Oh, wow, okay. That's an extra 14, 21 damage, radiant damage.
How does it end?
Yeah!
Oh, I am killing a big guy. Okay, I'm gonna gain all that temporary hit points, and I'm gonna be so huge.
That's what
so-
she said.
I ride around, and I tell him, I feel just so empowered by this sword that because I'm so hasted, and I'm just like, I told you it was just a lucky shot last time, and I just run through just clean through the entire thing right up as I just ride through it all the way.
Evil. So
And then-
delicious.
And then as I ride away, the thing explodes in radiance.
Oh, a dark
And
radiance.
then its energy just comes straight into the sword, the whole being and everything. There's not even a body left.
Oh man.
I'm imagining the sound effects of Natsu Dragneel eating flames from Fairy Tale.
That's good. That's a good example. I like that. All right. So he crumbles to dust, and you get a mental message from the Planetar, Devar, and he says, "The power that you wield is that of a god. How have you come across this darkness?"
I say, I stole it with the power of mortal will.
This
Okay, true.
power should not go to the realm of the living. It should not
That's a shame,
come to
isn't
the
it?
mortal realm. The havoc that it can cause. Its unyielding thirst. I cannot allow it. And at that point,
Saw this one coming. Oh yeah,
you're-
how much temporary HP am I getting?
what is the word verbiage? I forget how many hit points you did of
Maximum.
damage.
Maximum HP.
It had 43 hit points when you
There's
hit
no
it.
way it had 43 hit points. No, it's
You
when
did.
I kill it, grants temporary hit points equal to the slain creature's hit point maximum.
Oh,
What was the hit point
I thought you
maximum?
meant how much it had when you killed it before you killed it.
No.
200. Oh, no, wrong one. Sorry, that's the wrong guy. 178.
Okay, I have 178 hit points for 28 hours.
Holy
24 hours.
moly!
I can't die now.
I can imagine
I
temporary
am
hit.
just turbocharged with energy at the moment.
I can only imagine temporary hit points for Zoras would be just like this aura of void energy that just shields him,
That's
and whenever
what I'm
he
envisioning.
gets hit,
As
those shadows
as
get
the
wheeled.
sword consumed this energy, you just see this raw, destructive black and purple energy just exuding off me, uncontrollably. It's so much that Zorax is visibly shocked that he is just has this in his hands right now, and he's never felt this before.
I'm kind of envisioning the Gara sand, where the energy just protects you regardless of your will.
Yeah, I was thinking more like an aura from like a Super Saiyan. It's just constantly emanating and
Thrumming off
exploding
you.
off you.
At this point, your allies fly down, galloping on their fiery horses over the edge, swooping past Raven Guard, and down towards Joram.
Hey.
Garmore.
Huh?
Sorry.
Also, Zorax reconvenes with the others at the boulder, and he goes, "I think I could start lifting now."
You hear in your head, Zorax. Peasant, you have fed me like a king, as well you should. I must rest. And then that constant nagging that's in your head dissipates into something you have not experienced since you've taken the sword. Quiet.
You just see the raw emotion of just, I did it. It's gone. I can think again. I'm sure the Plantar is the only one who can hear that thought because he's telepathically connected to me at the moment.
Right.
But he's just almost in tears because of how happy he is right now. This is a good day for him.
All right, so you guys swoop down to Garmor and Zorax and Joram. The Planetar says, "You have returned. We are almost out of range of the cannons. But I am afraid that my strength is too weak, and I will not be able to plane shift us."
Yeah, about that. We might be able to jumpstart you a little bit for that one.
I see. All right, so after a few minutes, the battle kind of continues, and he says, "I will hold the city. You must go to the top, the crest of the city, and open the rift, so we can plane shift the entire city at once. Can you do this?
I reckon I think we can pull that off.
I will lend you what strength I can, but I'm afraid that it may cost us."
What do you mean?
On cost.
There is always a cost. It takes energy.
Chiron,
Now, well, you are Merle already knows where he's going to get the energy from, but the Planetar doesn't know that. He's going to use
Right.
those exploding crystals that he's got.
And that's
Oh.
how come Raven took a check. There, he got a little clipboard with a bunch of notes on how to help. Because Raven does that.
All right, so you guys gather into, you get all together. Garmor, you are critical to this. So once you get the city floating high above to a certain height, the Planetar takes the rest of the weight as you join them. And I'm very much you and all your horses, following Merle's instructions, get into a massive circle floating above the city, and in the center of the circle you have Garmor, who is going to be your anchor, and who's actually going to do the plane shift.
Garmor.
I thought it was
Joram.
Joram. Whoever the hell has the plane shift ability. God damn it. I don't
Voting
care
for
who.
Ian.
Is it Joram?
Yeah, it's Torm.
Joram.
So Joram is in the center. As you guys are ringed around him, you've got several tuning forks, and he is going to be the anchor. Outside.
Would we say that Garmor is acting as the platform for Joram? Because
Like-
he's an earth elemental?
For him to stand on?
Yeah.
Sure. That's fine. Are you gonna flatten yourself out like a rug? Or a
Yeah,
mat?
on my back.
Like a mat?
Oh, that's going to cost you.
But
Minus 50 cool points.
who are you kidding? I never had any anyway. All right, so this is where the complexity of the spell is going to be a short skill challenge. I'm going to need an Arcana check from Joram and a concentration check from all the other characters in the circle.
Oh, shoot.
All right.
So, because Raven wrote down a bunch of notes,
Yes.
can he actually extend the help action while concentrating?
I will allow that.
Okay.
What about Merle? Just because this was kind of his idea in the first place in his diagram. Well, I suppose weren't being given help anyway, so never
Well,
mind.
I would say that you can you can have advantage. Merle can have advantage.
Okay.
So con saves from all of our characters.
Yes, concentration checks. Yeah, so con saves. Yes, from all the characters that are part of this ritual.
Everyone gets +5 because I'm in there. Ooh,
Yay.
Zorax. Zorax is a team player without meaning to.
Oh my gosh, Garmor as an Earth Elemental gets +10 because of Zorax.
Nice.
Constitution, baby.
Okay, first off, Orm gets a 20 on the Arcana check.
Ooh, 27 for Garmor.
Okay.
And Merle will be a 23 on his concentration.
Chiron got a 27.
Raven
he's
got
not
27, not 27. Sorry, 23. I have no idea why I said that. I am sorry.
Raven got a 23, and then thanks to Zorax, honestly. And Zorax, because he is just Turbo God right now and has advantage on everything.
Turbo God.
He's so jacked right now. Got a 29. Nothing is out of reach at the moment.
All right. So as you guys are encircled around in the air above the city, each on the in the hand of each of you that are in the circle, you are holding on to a crystal, one of the exploding crystals in your hands. You have Joram in the center with the larger version of the crystal and a tuning fork. And he's chanting a spell, and he as he finishes, he looks at everyone and tells them, "You
You all
all."
relied on me for this spell. You're so doomed.
He needs each of you to think about a place on the material in the material realm, one that brings you a close bond, a close connection, a place where you can smell certain scents in the air, that you can hear the sounds of that area. Where is this location for Zorax that on the material realm that has meaning and power to him, something that's important?
He remembers Baldur's Gate. I mean, it's realistically, it's one of the only places he's ever really been to, but he remembers that if even though it feels like an eternity ago, that he was once a soldier there and that he used to work for the Flaming Fists.
What is it that's there that draws you specifically? Anything that draws
His
Zorax?
wife,
His wife.
Saphira,
Chiron.
who is hopefully not an elturel.
Chiron. What
The
location in the material realm has important significance to you?
Temple of Bahamut where he was raised.
Ah, the hymns thrumming. You can hear them. Merle. Which place on the material realm is important to you? One that you know so well.
Alchemist's workshop in Baldur's Gate that he apprenticed out of.
Ah, the smell of the mixture of chemicals in the air. You can smell them even now.
I'm not that
Oh God, please!
Garmor, what
Hmm.
what location of the material realm brings you pleasure and memories of happiness?
You know, actually, during his downtime between campaigns, he begins thinking of the nearby forest of that northern trade city where he and Joram fought the frost giants.
Okay. Raven, what place of importance binds you to the material realm?
He doesn't he struggles, actually. He struggles because he never really felt like he had a home. He was always running around, always kind of around trying to find faith or anything that he could attach himself to. But he does recall his new faith in Shar, and so he remembers the temple that he had went to during his downtime in between campaigns as well, and he remembers being initiated with Shar and gaining their holy symbol and becoming one of them.
Nice.
You're gonna split the city, aren't you?
I'm
Joram.
gonna kill everyone.
Joram. What's important?
The most important place that Joram could think of is Granite Outhouse.
I knew it.
So with that, Joram, you bang the tuning fork on the gem, and it has the most crystal clear ring. And all the crystals in the area begin thrumming with power. There's one thing missing. You've established the connection to the material realm. Now you have to establish where the portal is going to open, or where the shift is going to land.
Probably where elturel is supposed to be.
How many of you have a close bond to elturel?
Oh. Zorax assumingly does, because it's right next to Baldur's Gate and within probably walking distance, it sounds like. But Raven, on the other hand, no.
Would
No.
Zorax know the exact location of elturel before this whole shenanigans?
Yes.
Do you know? So it comes to you guys that you need a stronger anchor, or Joram, you know you need a stronger anchor to that specific location. You can shift it to the material realm now, but there's no telling which one of these 6 areas it might end up in. You've anchored it to the realm. That was the hard part. Now you need somewhere to anchor its destination. You'll need to involve as many who remember the land as it was, the land at its greatest moments of peace and prosperity. You have to try to convince all of the people in the middle of this war. The hell was that? You have to convince. You need to get enough people convinced to think about their home and to lend you their bond.
Now, everyone, think of your home.
Who are you talking to?
And
You're floating
the
above the city.
Yeah, because we need.
The security. Yep.
So you know
I know
what you
one
need
thing.
to do. You need to convince somebody, or everyone.
Surely
We
there's
can't
like
tell
guards in
from-
here, right?
No room there.
You guys are floating like 100 feet above the city right now.
Oh, God.
So
I look
Yeah.
over to Zorax. Looks over to hi. Zorax looks over to Chiron. Hey, you got that whole booming voice thing, right?
Yeah.
Hey, tell everybody in fucking Elturel to say, hey, think about Elturel right now.
Chiron uses thaumaturgy to, in the direction of where he last saw Duke Ravengard. Tell the people of Elturel to think of where Elturel was in the material plane. Think of that location. Only that location.
give me a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm poisoned, aren't I?
If you haven't cured it,
And I-
yes.
Can I
wild.
have him? Can I lay on
Oh
hands?
no,
in
they
real
were
quick?
they were only a minute. It's only a minute, so it's about.
Oh, no,
right
you're
now.
fine.
You're
Yeah,
good.
okay.
Okay. I'll turn that off now. Persuasion? Oh, jeez, I only have a modifier for that.
Okay.
Raven's like, hey, buddy, you got this. I persuaded plenty of people in my time. No, wait, I deceived a lot of people in my time. Not necessarily persuaded. Different things. Just a 2.
Potato, potato.
Well,
Ah,
that's what I roll naturally, so it's a 5.
ah.
Joram,
How do I feel at this?
you feel the connection coming through, but it's kind of distorted. But you think it'll be good enough.
You
Um,
think
you hear a mental command from uh, Tavar, and he says, "Yes, you have done it. Do it. Shift it now." And with a quick phrase, a command phrase, you start chanting, and everything around you starts to vibrate. The A scar opens up above you. That then starts really thin and then opens up wide the entire length of the city, and a light shines out of it, and you can see the sky of the material realm, the blue sky and sun.
Haven't seen that in a while.
The 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 energy begins rumbling through the entire city, and you can I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it, like the world around you begins to almost stretch as the energy is sucked into this portal, and at the last second, off in the distance, where you see the battle be with the circular, nearly perfect circular barrier, you see a huge golden bright light erupt from the area where Zario was fighting this an unknown general.
Oh no.
And at that moment you realize, where is Lulu? And then Avernus disappears. You're dragged through this like wormhole thing. And with a loud, sickening crunch, the city begins to tremble and fall out of the sky as it crashes into the ground. Dust and debris and everything, smoke billows out and clouds the entire area in such a heavy, smoky, brown, black cloud. As you can hear the thousands of people choking and coughing. Shortly after, the wind begins to kind of blow some of it away, and elturel is indeed returned to the material realm, except the city is facing the wrong way.
The sad part is, I would not put it past Jorma on doing that on purpose.
So Lulu didn't come with us.
No.
Oh,
I was waiting for somebody to ask about her. I had her
Sarx
roll
doesn't care.
I rolled a stealth check and had her. No, I did not make the city upside down, Steve. Though a thought had crossed my mind.
How related to Merle's backpack that you said last session that she was gonna be in?
Yep. No, I did stealth
have we
check,
done?
and she flew to Zario.
What have we
God.
done?
You've succeeded.
I guess we can call this a victory.
Zorax looks over to Chiron. She made her decision. We made ours.
How long did I say that buff lasts on you?
It's 24 hours.
Yeah, I was being a little generous. That probably shouldn't last more than one combat encounter. We'll have
That
to
ain't my
deal with
problem.
that. Well, it will be. I'll
A minute
keep it as
or
is now,
a minute,
but
what
yeah,
have you.
something shorter than in 24 hours. So at this point, as the dust begins to settle, Uldur, a Raven Guard, and his entourage, you can just start. Steve says it's canon now. The entire city just starts screaming and bellowing, regardless of all the destruction, the damage, everything. There are still battles raging around you. Several demons and devils are still fighting some of the civilians and guards at this moment. You do see a couple kind of fly off into different directions. Uldar approaches you as you guys arrive, or as the dust begins to settle.
I approach as well.
Says, "You have done it. You have done it. You have done the and he looks over at Zorax in this like crackling dark energy.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore him. We'll deal with him soon.
He just kind of looks back. He says, "Who do we owe for this great achievement? Is it the Azure Crows or the Crimson Exiles?"
Yes.
Chiron looks to Garmo, who meets up with him in his regular form, no investiture of wind. Chiron and Garmo look to each other for a moment. And Chiron looks to Duke Ravengard. Both the exiles and the crows.
Raven just kind of shrugs. He's like, I don't care who gets this. I just want to lie down and nap for about 28 hours.
You are heroes of the realm, and you should receive thanks befitting your station. While I do not know what happened, and then he says, while I do not know what the truth of what incited this horrible situation, the fact we were able to bring the city back from the grips of hell is something that can only be explained as nigh impossible. And at that moment, the skeeving, slimy Thavius Krieg walks up.
Chiron points the blade of Bahamut right at him.
Is demon form?
Oh yes.
Wait. That outline. Thavius Krieg?
Per our agreement, you have saved my city. Uldar draws his blade, and the guards surround him. Steve says Azure plus Crimson equals purple, and crows plus exile equals vulture, so you're the lavender condors now. That's awesome.
That's funny.
He goes, I have no doubt that you are behind this, demon. You will be taken into custody, and all of Thavius Krieg's guards surround him. And he looks at all of you. Thavius Krieg says, "And what would you have had me do? The city was under siege, and I made a deal to protect it for over 100 years. Would you not have done the same?"
Chiron uses thaumaturgy voice amplify effect towards Thavius's guards, shouting, "Candlekeep has evidence of this contract. You may be in the right to find power to protect your city, but the cost of it being dragged into Avernus itself? More deaths have been made as a result of such selfishness."
Selfishness? Is it selfishness to save my city? Sure, they underwent something terrible. But what could I have done about it? 100 years of perfection, of peace. Was it not appropriate cost to deal with this for a few weeks, months? I forget how long. A few months.
Avernus, it depends, because like Avernus has a different time. Like, it can be anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna say months.
Okay.
Was a few months of suffering and the loss of a few worth 100 years of peace and tranquility? I ask you this. And he turns to Ravengard and he says, "What would you have done differently? Left your city in turmoil under the undead's rule?"
Zorax kind of intervenes. He goes, I don't really understand saving a city, but I do understand what it means to try and gain power in order to take back what's yours. And while you are an ugly bastard right now, I do agree with you. Because Zorax is evil.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So he's like, he understands. He gets it.
All of the soldiers surround Fabius Krieg. He says, "We will let the magistrate decide your fate then, Fabius. Unless you guys have something else to add, he lets himself taken into custody."
In the life, because I'm monologuing, Jorm will cast Banish on him.
Okay. So as they start to kind of take him, he says, "I made the right," and he's just gone. Raven Guard says, "He's escaped."
No.
No, he'll be
Garmor
back.
Says, no. That was Joram. He used a banishment spell on Fabius Krieg.
Raven's just
really
cackling. And he goes up to give Joram a high five. He's like, I can't believe you just did that shit to this guy. And he gives him a quick high five.
Yeah, again.
I
We're
guess.
not monologuing.
today.
Going,
Oh, fuck.
he'll be back in like 50 seconds.
So a bunch of the guards get together and they all kind of surround where he's at. They got magical shackles and stuff, and they're finished. The other guards are finishing off the loose demons and devils. Raven Guard walks up to you. While we're waiting for his return, I would like to get back to my city, but unfortunately there is much to do here. So I will tell you this. You will be marked heroes of this city. Champions. I bestow upon you with the power that I have in my title. I don't even remember what his fucking title is.
I don't know. He's just Raven Guard. That's all I
Duke
know him
of-
as.
Duke,
Yeah.
I am
Grand Duke.
Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate. Leader of, he looks around, what's left of elturel. I bestow you, each of you, the title of Champions of elturel. While I have not to give you yet, rest assured that we will ensure parades in your honor, and you have access to all of our resources. This includes my personal access inside of Candlekeep should you return to Sevilla? If you should
Severe Salcus.
if you should return to Severa Savakis, she will allow you into my personal chambers. You will be granted access to anything and all, including our elite crafters, the best in the world,
Chiron looks
next to the
tomorrow.
dwarves.
Raven actually interjects real quick. I do have a favor to ask of you, actually. On behalf of the Azure Crows.
Where are you going with this? Garmor asks.
So, we made a misstep at one point in our career here as adventurers. Kind of blew up the side of a mountain. Bunch of dwarves living there.
Fun.
Could you by chance help them out? Tell them that the Azure Crows sent you guys? We kind of goofed.
I can speak for you. But I warn caution. My words have weight, but dwarfs are stubborn, and I will do my best.
Yeah, they are.
No, that's a good point.
Is there any boon that I can grant to you upon your request? Something that you wish for, something that you seek. If as long as it is within my power, I will grant it. Beyond the rank of champion of elturel.
Zorax looks at his incredibly cursed sword. He's like, can I get a sheath?
The
Armor looks at Zorax. He begins to think.
Kind of never came with one. It's a little weird. Never really thought about it until now.
Actually, there might be an opportunity for me to do. And he walks up and casts Greater Restoration on you and the sword, removing the effect of attunement of a magical item or a cursed item.
Zorax literally takes the sword, puts it into the ground, and he looks at it. And then he goes to grab it again and rips it back out of the ground and says, if you ever do that again, I will actually kill you. And I have killed a horn devil today, and I don't really want to add a druid on my list.
That sword is corrupted. I heard from Devar.
And
From the
I
conversation with
corrupted
you.
it. Yes. Thank you.
At which point Chiron points the blade of Bahamut. That was what remained of all that was good in Zariel.
And it's mine now.
and as
And Will does look right his way. You do realize that sword's probably going to kill you within a few weeks, you idiot.
I'll give it a couple squirrels every once in a while. It'll be fine. It'll be fed. It has a soul. It's good enough. He's sleeping anyway.
All right,
Yeah.
so as you guys are having this discussion, the strangest thing happens. In the sky, you see this massive metal machine flying through the air. Rings of energy surrounding it, crackling around it. And it looks like almost a long, massive metal train cart would be the best thing you can relate it to. And it is shooting across the sky.
You were found.
Zorax looks over to Merle. You have any idea what the fuck that was in the sky?
Was that a soul machine?
It is not.
Was that Zariel ship?
It is not. You haven't seen anything like this before. As you look at
player,
it,
I think I have a suspicion as a player.
yeah, I bet you do. I'll tell you what it is in a second. And you start to notice other things as you look around. The moon, as you look up, you can actually see lights glimmering on the moon, radiating from it. Thousands and thousands of lights.
What?
Off in the distance.
Nice.
Oh.
Where are we? I mean, we're in elturel.
Raven Guard is just looking around. He's just like, I have never seen anything like that before.
Never?
And that's where we're going to end our campaign.
Oh!
That was pretty good.
Wow!
You tied that in really well. I really, really like that.
Wow! That's insane!
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was
for
pretty solid stuff.
The people that don't know, that are listening, that don't know what happened, does anybody want to explain? What you think it is?
I think we're in the realm of Ravnica.
Yeah, I think we just kind of went, boop. We're in Ravnica now. Elturel's kind of somehow in Ravnica now. That's also a little weird step.
I think we just went into a different material plane. A whole other realm. A whole other mortal realm.
So I'm going to say you are in Forgotten Realms. Just one tiny little difference. It's a multiverse. So you might not be on the same Forgotten Realms. So our next expansion that we're running, first we're going to do our superhero gig. We're going to play test my RPG. But then the goal is to run a Ravnica / Eberron themed game. So what I did is we have jumped to either the future of the Forgotten Realms, or it has been transported to some sort of mirror universe.
I would
So,
say the latter.
well, that's for
Find out.
me to decide later. But what you did see was a lightning rail, which is a very prominent thing in like the Eberron setting. Um,
Hmm.
Lightning rail,
Okay.
they're basically like lightning trains, bullet trains that be
Everybody's
shooting
gonna have a
around and
great
shit.
time in this place.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I hope that that was a good enough ending that you guys are happy with.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
the other thing is, I really had a blast doing this. I'm looking forward to doing it better next time. Like I said, I'll work on the stream. I've been playing around with some of the stream stuff. So, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited. Hopefully, you guys will join us for our short foray into the world of comic book superheroes for an RPG that I'm developing next. It won't be this long. We'll probably only go to like level 5 or something. But I'm really excited to test that out, and hopefully that goes well. And then we will return to using the guidebooks of Ravnica. We'll return to Ravnica along with meshing, because I want to keep some of the stuff the same. So
Mm-hmm.
Ravnica made sense, but I'm
Mhm.
going to treat Ravnica instead of a plane of existence. It's a location in Forgotten Realms now that didn't exist in the previous world.
Okay,
I'll figure out the more details of it later and how I meshed it in. But the idea that you didn't have enough people focusing to get to the exact
that was
point
pretty good.
just made sense. So
That was like I I thought about it a little bit when it was happening. I was like, there's no way all of us are gonna be able to get to elturel. Like, we're not gonna think about elturel. And so I knew that was kind of like a not necessarily railroaded kind of thing, but like it's just there's so little variation that can go from there that you're like, there's no way that I can screw this up because all options still lead to the same outcome. So I thought
well,
that was
that's
impressive.
not entirely true. If his persuasion would have gone more, because that was part
Yeah,
of the challenge, is you
I
had
was
to
gonna
get
ask.
enough people that could actually focus in the middle of a battle. And so a persuasion check was the best answer to that I think I could come up with. I even
Yeah.
lowered the DC because he used the booming voice thing. And
I
he
was gonna ask
rolled
about that.
rolled
If that,
really
that
poopy, but that's just
would
how
be
it
the
goes.
key
So.
factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Steve says that was awesome, guys. Very entertaining to watch and listen. Thanks for the ideas. I will steal to improve my DMing and playing. Thanks for sharing your adventure with us. Thank you so much for watching and listening,
Yeah,
and
that was pretty
we
good.
appreciate it. We know that actual plays aren't for everyone, which is why it's not our necessarily main platform. But
Hmm.
we all have fun playing, and we figured, well, why not record it all? And since we're going online, it just made that easier anyway. So.
Yeah,
Right.
Um,
honestly.
as players, before I close out, is there anything you guys want to say either to the audience or to me or to each other about the campaign? We'll start with Austin.
Oh man, where do I begin? That campaign was a while. It was sorry, just started coughing, so I was a little worried. Um, it was man, like honestly, where do I begin? Uh, Plot points are absolutely crazy. They can throw a wrench in literally anything. Um,
I hope they actually use his.
yeah, and you haven't used yours. Um, I think it was fun. I mean, granted, I mean, it creates some really interesting things to happen. Um, I'm really hearing that coughing. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Hold on.
All right,
I gotta make sure she's okay.
Ian.
I definitely enjoyed this adventure because there was definitely quite a few twists and turns I did not know what to expect. And I'll admit, not all of Merle's goals in Side Avernus were fulfilled, but hey, the way I see it, the book and his story is not quite closed yet.
Yep.
So another chapter to go.
So I do want to tell you as a player that Merle did acquire some schematics for some stuff in the Grease Monkey's handbook that he's able to now build because of his adventures into elturel and seeing the death machines. So I'm
Nice.
excited to see where that goes. Matthew?
This was a very gruesome situation. Like going
Yeah.
into Avernus and the cost of what happened with the Sword of Zariel. There were two things that I was contemplating of doing that session. One was that I was hoping that when Zorax would acquire the sword would change him.
It was supposed to.
Yeah, but I didn't think that that his plot point could be used to resist that effect, let alone corrupt the sword itself.
Yeah, the corruption was more something I did on my own, just because I wanted to make it the most annoying
he was
thing in the world for him.
Yeah, I hate
Uh,
that. That's all I needed to hear, and I knew exactly what you were talking about.
But the other thing that came
Hopefully
to
that
mind.
was cool. I don't know.
Do you even know what we're talking about?
Not necessarily.
Um, but the other thing that I was contemplating for Chiron was that um, he would he would somehow stop Zorax from touching the sword and use that change effect to, I don't know. And I think this was like before I knew about the subclass conversion optional rule from Tasha's Cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering if the effects of the sword would um, cleanse Chiron's past hatred from his past, to let all that go and somewhere along the lines become a righteous paladin.
It probably would have. That sword was because
Did you-
it's a very ridiculous artifact weapon. Like it is like it's basically a soul changing weapon. Like literally, like you stop becoming your character almost. It is ridiculous. Which is why I ran in with my plot point because I was like, I'm gonna corrupt this fucking thing.
quite literal plot armor.
Yeah, I ran in with plot armor.
So
And which, by the way, kudos to you on that whole handling that, because obviously that's a thing that the book's not going to tell you how to handle. Like how do you handle a literal this is a very key thing in the campaign setting, and I just basically removed it from my DM. So kudos to Justin for actually being able to handle it and be like, this dumb fucking bastard just stole my sword.
Steve says very cinematic descriptions and scene setting by the DM and flavored greatly by the players has me wanting to try more theater of the mind in my games and less virtual tabletop. Now, one thing I have to say that I love about our games together is you guys are so much fun. You're so creative. You get so involved in your characters. My favorite episode was when you guys were literally arguing for like 20 minutes on the best way to handle a situation where you guys literally were emotionally involved, because I went back and listened to it and I just couldn't believe I just sat there, watched you guys argue and debate about what is the best strategy and what are you going to do if it fails, or what are the different potential routes you can take. And it was so much fun. And
Yeah,
of course, Merle's one-liners, man, and Jorum's.
Oh yeah,
Ian, you crack me up, dude. You really do.
You're welcome.
So,
yeah, and this kind of puts me to reference back to my time of watching the episodes of Critical Role. I mean, you have a cast of voice actors who do improv acting. What better source to look at role play impromptu than Critical Role?
Yep, I agree.
They're the best source of roleplay, not just from the players, but also the DM.
That was some good
Especially
roleplay.
Matt Mercer. He is so good with his sound effects. He is so good.
So, before we get too hung up on Critical Role, they're
Sorry.
great. You guys should know that you shouldn't expect your game to be like that.
Yes,
Sorry.
it is not a very normal.
Realistic, yeah.
Yeah, or realistic is a good one, because you have to remember,
They're
all given
professionals.
times, not only are they professionals, but they get paid for it,
Right.
which I guess is what kind of turns you into a professional. But the point is that you have to remember that your DM has to sit down on his own free time to kind of plan these things ahead of time. And Matt Mercer kind of can just do whatever he wants because it's his job to do this. So he
Yeah,
kind of
and
gets paid to sit down and think.
Yeah, and it's all homebrew.
The one
Wait, it's all
thing,
homebrew.
the one thing I want to say about Critical Role is Matt Mercer says it best. What's right at our table is not necessarily right for your table. So no matter who you
Yes.
are or what the expectation is, find what works for you. Because
Mhm.
everyone's different. Now I'm starting to rant like on my show. So let's close this stuff out. The final chapter of our descent into Avernus. I want to thank everyone who's made it this far. If you made it this far, wow, thank you so much for your support and your listening. If you're just catching this for the first time, thank you for listening.
Yeah,
Steve says if you're having fun, you're doing it right. I couldn't agree
absolutely.
more.
Yeah,
So-
that's really what it comes down to.
I think that'll do it as we close out Descent into Avernus, episode 20. Keep an eye out for next year. I haven't set a date of our start, but we will do a regular scheduled adventure, and we will be doing superheroes. So I'm hoping that this is going to be just as fun. Obviously, it's not going to go this many levels and won't be nearly this long, but it'll allow us to stretch our role play in a different direction for a little bit before we return to Ravnica. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's all wave goodbye. Thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure to
Yeah,
head on over to
absolutely.
criticacademy.com and watch us live on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern as we provide you new and reusable material for both players and DMs. Keep your blades sharp and spells prepared, heroes.